Chief, aren't you coming in?
No, I'll wait in the car and run over my speech.
Yes, sir.
Friends of television land.
Well, howdy there, Miss Jane. Come on in.
Thank you, Ellie. Is your father ready?
Oh, yes, ma'am. He'll be right down. Hey, is Paul sure enough going to be on television?
Oh, indeed he is, along with Mr. Drysdale, Mr. Brewster, and one of the richest oil sheiks in the world.
Don't forget to wave to us, Jed.
All right, Green.
We'll be watching for you on the TV set.
Well, now, don't get your hopes up. They ain't likely to show much of me when they got important folk like that sheik fella. Ain't that right, Miss Jean?
Oh, on the contrary, Mr. Clampett, your meeting with the sheik will be the high point of the telecast.
How come?
It will be the meeting between two oil kings, east and west.
Hey, Uncle Jed. Uncle Jed, we're going to be watching you on television.
Yeah, I know, boy.
Well, when you make your speech, hold this up.
I ain't gonna be making no speeches nor holding up no signs. Come on, Miss Jean.
Well, it's almost time to go on the air. Are there any further questions?
I have a question for the sheik. How many wives do you have?
Oh, now,
I have 240. However, now that I am associated in this American oil venture, I hope to be able to afford many more.
How do you feel about that, Mr. Clampett?
Well, with that many wives, a fella could be pretty sure of coming home at night and finding at least one in a good mood.
Please accept this for your wife.
Well, thanks just the same, Mr. Sheik, but I ain't got no wife.
Not even one?
well, Mr. Clampett is a widower, Your Highness.
Ah.
Excuse me, gentlemen. 30 seconds we're on the air. Would you mind taking your places? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Well, John, kind of hold my speech till last.
Speech?
Well, just a few off-the-cuff remarks, but very dynamic. Makes a great climax.
Well, Mr. Rooster, 10 seconds. Oh, thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bill Baldwin speaking to you from the boardroom of the OK Oil Company, which is today the scene of a very important news event. The meeting of two oil kings. Mr. J.D. Clampett of Beverly Hills.
Look, there's Uncle Jed.
Looky, Duke, it's Paul on the television.
Wave, Jed, wave.
The ruler of that desert kingdom of Tahir, Sheik Ali bin Abed.
Who's that goomer?
That there's the sheik.
How come he's wearing bedclothes?
Them ain't bedclothes, them sheik's clothes.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you've enjoyed this, and now a few words from the distinguished president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, Mr. Melbourne Drysdale. Mr. Drysdale.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, cut.
Friends of television land, as a behind-the-scenes participant in this new oil venture, I've been asked to say a few... Where's everybody going? I haven't even gotten started.
What about my speech? Go right ahead, Mr. Drysdale. I'm listening.
Miss Hathaway, did you see what happened?
Now, Chief, no tears. You don't want your mascara to run.
You looked handsome, Jed. But you forgot to wave.
Well, I remember next time.
What happened to Mr. Drysdale? We never did see him.
Well, it seems...
Uncle Jed.
Paul.
Uncle Jed, a present just come for you from the sheik.
Well, open it up. Let's see what's in it.
Oh, this ain't it. This just come with it.
Yeah, the real present's outside.
Well, fetch it in.
Come on in.
In the Sam Hill.
The man that brung them by said that they were some of the sheik's favorite dancing girls.
Yeah, he wants you to have them for wives.
Why?
Well, fetch him back, boy. I can't take a present like that.
Oh, wait a minute, Uncle Jed. Well, let's talk about it first. Yeah. Well, at least look them over before you go return.
Stop that! No more hoochie coochie. No more squirming. Stop that wiggling. right here. Ellie, let's go upstairs and get some clothes for them. I thought I told you to get to the kitchen.
I like it better in here.
Let's get some decent clothes for them girls. You can see plumb through them flimsy things they're wearing.
Yes, indeed.
Uncle Jed, if you're wondering on what to get me for my birthday, well...
Never mind. Now, girls, I couldn't catch up to the fellow that brung you, but don't worry. I'll see you get back to your chic.
You chic. We belong you now.
Oh, no, you don't belong to me.
Hey, Uncle Jed, don't go fighting with your wives right off.
He ain't my wife. Now, I got Mr. Drysdale on the telephone.
You gonna give them to him?
No way.
Well, then can I have them?
Of course not.
Can I have half of them?
What's the matter with you? In this country, you can only have one wife.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Jed.
I'll get Mr. Drysdale on the telephone. I'll see these girls get back to Chic Ahmed.
Chic Ahmed? We not please you, great chic?
Oh, yeah, you're dandy girls, but I ain't no chic.
I can learn you, Uncle Jed.
You just get Mr. Drysdale.
Yes, sir.
Now, girls, I think the best...
We please you.
Hold on. None of that.
Just a second, Mr. Drysdale. Hey, Uncle Jed.
Yeah, I'll take it in the parlor. You keep them in here.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed.
I thought so. Now you're gonna get it.
Oh, wait a minute, Granny. I'm just doing what Uncle Jed told me.
You think I'm gonna swallow that? You're going to the woodshed.
But, Granny, I'm supposed to
You're
keep...
supposed to do what I tell you to do.
Well, no, sir, Mr. Drysdale, I don't want to hurt the Sheik's feelings, but I can't keep this present he gave me. It's a bunch of girls. No, sir, not pearls, girls. It's a real live girl. Now, Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, just a... Mr. Drysdale, you better get over here right away and bring Mr. Brewster with you. I don't know what these girls got in mind, but I got a feeling it ain't strictly legal.
Now, let's consider this problem calmly. Above all, we must not offend the sheep.
I agree. So, what's the solution?
Simple. Jed Clampett keeps the girl. Oh, I don't mean permanently. Just until the sheep goes home a happy man. Then we split them up. There's a real shortage of domestic help, John. Those girls work for nothing.
You can't be serious.
Listen, this deal can mean millions to my bank.
This deal can mean millions to my oil company, too.
Good, then we agree.
No, we don't. Now, I think you'd better let me handle this.
I let you handle my television appearance. A $40 makeup job down the drain.
Sorry to keep you waiting, fellas, but I figured I better change into my good clothes if we're going to confab with the Sheik.
Yes, we were just discussing how to handle him.
I'll handle him for you. I'll learn that rascal to run around wearing bedclothes and giving away girls.
Oh, Granny, please. The Sheik cannot be insulted.
Just give me half a chance.
Why don't you go help Ellie Mae change into a nice dress?
She's done changed.
Well, then check on the dancing girl.
I got him locked in my room.
Well, then check on Jethro.
I got him locked in his room.
Hey, you're Chic Ahmed. I seen you on television with my Uncle Jed.
Oh, you must be the nephew of my great and good friend.
Oh, yes, sir.
Please accept a small gift as a token of my esteem.
Well, thank you. It's awfully nice of you, but Ain't you got any more presents like you give 'em Uncle Jed?
Oh, you mean the dancing girls?
Yeah, that's it. Man, I mean, they got rings, cufflinks, neckties, back right off the map.
I'm delighted that my gift has found such favor.
It sure did. Hey, come on in. Boy, would I like to be around your place at Christmas, just to help wrap.
Palace of my brother is very... By the beard of the prophet, what a vision of delight. Never have these eyes beheld such enchanting beauty. Who is this divine enchantress?
Oh, you don't mean my cousin, do you?
Oh, her face is so fair as to confuse the sun. Her hair a cascade of golden moonlight. Her eyes, twin pools of rapture.
Who's he talking about, Jethro?
Dogged if I know.
Oh, I speak of you, princess of the heavens, moon of my delight, oasis of my desire.
Jethro, you better go get Pa and Granny.
You go fetch him. I'm supposed to be locked in my room.
Oh, she flees like a gazelle, and with her goes my heart. Tell me, my son, is she free to reign over my harem?
Huh?
Don't tell me she's wed to another?
Oh, you mean married? Heck no. Uncle Jed's been trying to get her hitched up. There's Granny. Excuse me, Mr. Sheep.
So it's you. If you're looking for them girls, I got them up in my room.
Ah, then you are the keeper of the harem.
I'm the keeper of everything around here.
I would pay any price for the young gazelle that was here a moment ago.
You will?
1,000 pieces of gold, 100 goats, 50 of my swiftest horses.
Sold! I'll catch him for you.
Papa, Sheik's here.
Is he in a good mood?
Oh, he sure is, Mr. Drysdale.
Is he, fellas? Now, let's not blow this deal. Let's send him away happy.
Mr. Drysdale, I cannot keep them girls.
But, Milburn, I handled the oil negotiation with the sheik successfully. I'm sure I can handle this.
Thank you, Mr. Brewster. You do the talking. Now, Ellie, you let them girls out of Granny's room and fetch them down to the parlor when I call you.
Yes, sir, Papa.
Now, wait a minute. What about Granny?
Don't worry about Granny. I just seen her headed for the cement farm.
Jethro! Where are you, honey? Don't be scared. I won't hurt you. Granny's got some good news for you.
You have?
Yes, I have. I've arranged for a little trip for you.
Where to?
That country where the sheik lives.
Hot dog. Thank you, Granny.
I can't do it. I can't do it. You're a terrible aggravation to me, but I still love you.
Huh?
You're my kith and my kin, and I can't sell you, even for 100 goats.
Mr. Clampett has asked me to speak for him, Your Highness, because the magnificence of your gift has left him speechless with gratitude. However, the custom of his country demands that he present you with a gift of equal value. And since he has no such gift, he must return the 4 lovely maidens, even though his heart bleeds with anguish.
Ellie Mae!
Let my brother's heart bleed no longer. He does possess a gift equal to mine.
I do? What's that?
This sparkling gem, this dazzling beauty.
Oh, but Mr. Sheik, this here is my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Sheik Ahmed, surely you're not suggesting that Mr. Clampett trade his daughter for your dancing girls?
Of course not. I will add into the bargain 1,000 pieces of gold, 100 goats, 50 of the swiftest horses.
Yeah, hold on.
Sheik Ahmed, this is not a...
Gentlemen, let's hear the man out.
I think you and the girls better wait in the hall. Mr. Sheik, I reckon you do things a mite different where you come from, but my daughter ain't for sale at no price.
You're a shrewd bargainer, Mr. Clampett. But hear me out. I will also give you 200 sheep.
Hear that? Have you fellas priced lamb chops lately? out of your mind? Buddy's been wanting to get Ellie Mae married. The Sheik's a good-looking fellow. With a little haggling, I'll bet we can get him up to 400 Sheik.
This is better, my friend. Now we can bargain man to man.
Mr. Sheik, I don't think you quite realize what you're asking me to do.
Oh, on the contrary. I've sold many daughters.
The dickens you say.
Yes, but not at the price you are asking me to pay.
Well, Mr. Sheik...
Very well. 200 goats. And my royal camel.
Your royal what?
Camel. You're not acquainted with this remarkable creature? The ship of the desert?
No, sir, but even if you offered me...
Mr. Sheik, I'm afraid the deal is off. I can't sell this boy.
You was wanting to buy Jethro, too?
Oh, no. Only your daughter, Ellie Mae. But I will give you 10 extra goats for the little harem keeper.
100 goats for him and only 10 for me. Bed sheet wearing sand crawler. Let me at him. I'll give him a knuckle sandwich.
Never have I had such difficulty buying a simple little thing like a wife.
You really want my cousin Ellie when you got all them pretty dancing girls?
My son, I would pay any price for your cousin.
Mr. Sheik, let's you and me do a little talking.
John, will you listen to me? I did what you said. I came back to the office, and all of a sudden it hit me. The Sheik probably fell for Ellie Mae because she's blonde and American. So we substitute another blonde American girl. But I got one, and she's here now. Come in, Miss Hathaway.
I demand to know the reason for this ridiculous masquerade.
Never mind, forget it. Hello, John. It's back to the drawing board.
The man's a nut.
Mr. Brewster, the Sheik's done run off with Jethro and Ellie.
What?
They's gone, he's gone, and his car is gone. Dad!
Here I am, Granny. What's the trouble?
The Sheik stole your family, that's the trouble. And he didn't even leave as much as one goat to pay for them.
Now, Granny, the Sheik's still here.
He is.
Yeah, I just seen him from my bedroom window. He's down by the cement pond, him and his dancing girl. Could I talk to you for a minute?
Is it real important, Uncle Jed? I'm awful busy.
Jethro.
It's Sheik Jethro. I'm telling you, this is the life.
Where is Sheik Ahmed? What are you doing here with all this stuff and all these dancing girls?
He gave them to me. It's part of the deal.
What deal?
I sold him Ellie Mae.
You what?
Man, did I drive a bargain. For one old girl cousin, I got all these jewels, these pillows, this pipe, plus a goat, a horse, a royal camel, and 15 dancing girls.
15?
Well, yeah, these is just a down payment.
You girls come along with me. Come on.
Hey, wait a minute, Uncle Jed. Hey, listen. Wait a minute, Uncle Jed, listen. You can pick yourself 4 out of the next batch. Boy, the minute you get a good thing, everybody wants in on it.
Ellie Mae! Where's Sheik Ahmed?
In the trunk yonder. I had to work him out before he'd fetch me back. Now I'm gonna get Jethro.
Sheik Ahmed! Mr. Brewster, please. You may have all my oil. You may have anything, but free me from the clutches of that American wildcat.
You're safe. She's gone, Sheik.
Hold on, Mr. Sheik. Here's your girls back.
Bilagel! 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 Bilagel!
ماذا بنعمل في الجن الملكي؟
How to inch?
Stuff to you. Bye.
Good riddance, Jed. Remember that fancy livestock he promised you?
Yeah?
Miserable.
How do you know?
Take a look. Ain't that the saddest looking horse you ever seen?
Pitiful. Pitiful.
Settle down there. Don't rock the boat.
Me.
Yeah, Pop.
Mr. Drysdale will be here directly to take a sailing on that yacht.
I know. That's why I'm getting my critters used to riding on the water.
I don't recollect them being invited.
But I don't care nothing about going neither.
Now, Ellie, you're the main reason I'm thinking of buying this yacht.
What you mean?
Well, according to Mr. Drysdale, here's a bunch of high-quality young fellas sails around on them boats.
Oh, are you aiming to get me married off?
Well, I wouldn't put it as blunt as that, but if the right fella come along, I ain't aiming to sick the dogs on him.
Well, Jethro says I'm too old to get a man.
Well, Jethro knows a heap of book learning, but when it comes to courting and romance, he's about as bright as a smokehouse at midnight.
Who's that, Uncle Jed?
Nobody. You get yourself into a nice, pretty dress.
Yes, sir, Pop.
I see you're all ready to go.
Oh, yes, sir.
How about Granny?
Well, she's changed her mind. She says she ain't going out on no ocean or no yacht.
I just had her talked into it.
I know you did. Whilst I was helping her pack victuals just now, throwed in a few clinchers myself.
Like what?
Like I says, nothing to be scared of, Granny. Even if you fall overboard, I'll save you. I says, heck fire. I can swim faster than any old shark.
Nice going, boy.
Thank you. Then I says, even if the shark gets to you first, he's going to think twice before he goes to gnawing on a tough little old bony piece of meat like you.
But that made her feel good.
You thought so, wouldn't you? But it was just about then that she said she wasn't going.
Well, I go talk.
Hey, you want me to help?
No, you've done enough.
Oh, Jim, here's something that might cheer her up. Tell her that even if the shark does get her, it's quicker than drowning.
I remember that.
Oh, and we all gotta go sometime.
Ellie, you ain't going out on that boat, are you?
Sure am, Granny.
Well, what will you do if you fall off in the ocean?
Well, I can swim.
Ain't you ever heard of sharks?
Of course I have.
Well, what will you do if you meet up with one of them?
Nothing I can do. Paul says I can't bring home no more critters.
Foolishness. Foolishness, that's what it is. The whole family's gonna get et up. Them sharks is gonna be having Clampett chowder.
What's this I hear about you not coming with us?
Jed, hill folks don't belong on no ocean.
Granny, you done let Jethro scare you. Mr. Drysdale said being on one of them big yachts is just like being in your own house.
And I've saved myself a trip. I'm done here.
Mr. Drysdale said there's a lot of fun on them big yachts. You can fish off them.
You can fall off them, too. And I ain't aiming to be no snack for no shark.
Jethro has got you worried about nothing.
I ain't so sure. I've been eating fish for 7 years, and they could be carrying a mighty strong grudge.
Well, plumb ashamed of you.
Jed, I was born on dry land. I was raised on dry land. And when my time comes, I aim to go on dry land.
But that's just it. You know the good Lord is looking out for you. He'll decide when it's your time to go.
When I go is up to him. Where I go is up to me.
Howdy, Miss Jane, Mr. Drysdale. Come on in.
Thank you, Jethro.
Good to be aboard.
Everyone ready, Jethro?
No, ma'am. Ellie's still getting dressed.
Oh, I'll go up and see if I can be of some help.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale, are you in the Navy?
No, lad. These are merely yachting togs. Though I do have the look of a sea hawk about me. Admiral Drysdale, born to command. Go braid in his sleeve, and I'd look every inch the skipper.
Well, I thought I heard company. Howdy there.
Hey, Uncle Jed, is Mr. Drysdale going to be the skipper of your yacht?
Well, now...
No, of course not. Here's our skipper. Standing by for orders, sir.
Mr. Drysdale, can Uncle Jed wear a fancy uniform like yours?
My boy, your Uncle Jed can wear the fanciest uniform money can buy.
Hot dog! Hey, Granny! Granny, you gotta change your mind about going to the ocean.
I ain't changing nothing but my clothes.
Oh, come on, Granny, please.
I ain't set a foot out of this house.
Hey, you don't have to. I'll tote you.
Jethro, put your granny down.
I can't. She's locked onto something.
Granny, let go.
I ain't letting go till he puts me down.
I can't put her down till she lets go.
That ain't fair. Two again one.
Now put her down.
She'll get away.
Leave go.
See, now I gotta catch her again.
So scarce, boy. Go take a drive.
Where to?
Anywhere.
Hey, can I get your uniform for you?
Yeah, you do that.
Hey, the fancy one?
Sure. Now get it.
Now listen to reason, Granny. There's nothing to be frightened of.
Come on, Granny. Don't be a fraidy cat.
You can coax, plead, and shame mouth me all you want. I ain't a budger.
Why do you have to be so all-fired stubborn?
Well, for one thing, I can't get my head out of here.
See you later, Granny.
Well, surely you don't intend to leave her like that.
Of course not, but that stair railing might be just the holder we need to lead that little mule to water.
We're supposed to meet the yacht people at the harbor at 11.
Well, you and Miss Jane go on ahead. Granny ain't likely to back down in front of company nohow.
Well, how will you get to the yacht harbor?
The truck? Oh, no!
Oh, I mean, it would be much better if you arrived in my limousine.
How come?
Now, because it's bad luck for the skipper of a yacht to arrive in a truck.
Right?
Oh, right. It's an old superstition of the sea.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to jinx the ship.
Of course not.
Fine. Well, my limousine will be standing by. We'll see you at the pier. Number 21.
We'll be there quick as Granny gives in.
Uncle Jed, wait till you see the uniform I got for you. You're going to make Mr. Drysdale look like a plucked chicken.
How? Granny's got her head caught in the stair rail.
Yeah, I know.
She says if we'll get her loose, she'll go down the boat with us.
It worked. Come on, you.
Hey, Granny, how'd you get your head in there?
Never mind that. Let's just get it out.
I think it'll go through if I put my shoulder against it and shove.
No, boy.
Maybe it'll help if I butter her head.
Never mind, Ellie.
How about I turn her sideways and try yanking the rest of her through this way?
I think the best plan would be to spread these bars a mite.
All of them?
No, just these two.
Oh.
That's a ticket. Fine and dandy.
Here, Uncle Jed, put on your uniform.
I believe I'll pass that.
Oh, please, Uncle Jed.
Yeah, come on, Paul.
Well, all right. While I'm doing it, you call up to Drysdale, tell the chauffeur we's ready for the limousine.
Limousine?
According to Mr. Drysdale, showing up in one of them is good luck.
Let's do it. He's gonna need all the luck we can get.
Hey, can I drive it?
Well, I reckon that'd save him a heap of trouble.
I'll go fetch it.
And leave the truck over to their house. Miss Drysdale might want to drive into Beverly Hills.
Hey, Jethro, wait till you see Paul in his yacht and get up.
Yes, sir. I told you it was a doozy.
Where'd you get this outfit, Jethro?
Over to the movie studio. What you call the wardrobe department.
Got a fancy for fishing and a like in it.
I reckon so. It's the only one they had in your size.
Come on, Granny.
I'm coming.
What's this for?
One of them sharks swallows meat. He's gonna get himself a double-barrel bellyache.
Granny, I done told you, ain't no shark gonna go to gnawing on a tough little old bony piece of...
Now, let's hop in, everybody. Jethro, reckon you can find that harbor?
Yes, sir. All we got to do is take off out that harbor freeway till we see some boats.
That sounds reasonable to me. Now, when we get there, we'll be looking for number 21.
Yes, sir.
at your boats? Reckon it's one of them?
Heck no. They's too little. According to Mr. Drysdale, them yachts as big as houses.
They better be or you ain't getting me on one.
There's Andy Biggins over on that side.
Now, them is what you call yachts.
Keep your eyes peeled for number 21, everybody.
Here she is, Uncle Jed. Number 21.
Looks like a dandy big yacht, Granny.
Yeah, but if you ask me, it ain't strictly brand new.
Maybe not, but they got a lot of hired hands cleaning it up for us.
Nice looking fellas, too.
It ain't easy to get into this yacht harbor.
Yeah. For a minute, I thought that feller at the front gate wasn't gonna let us in.
Well, he sure changed his tune when he seen Paul.
I'll say he did.
Fell all over herself being polite then.
Saluted and everything.
Well, you got to remember, they's hoping I'll buy this boat. Folks is generally extra polite when they're trying to sell you something.
Where's Mr. Drysdale and Miss Jane?
Why don't you youngins take a look around for them?
Yes, sir, Paul.
Jed, why do you suppose Mr. Drysdale is so all-fired head up on you buying that boat?
Well, for one thing, he thinks it's a chance for Ellie Mae to meet some young fellas of high quality. Don't look now, but I think it's working already.
What you mean?
There's a couple of boys looking down at us. They must have spied Ellie because her eyes is bugging out like a bullfrog.
Is that an admiral? That's an admiral. Let's get the OD.
You know, Cliff, it's quite a feeling of responsibility.
What's that?
Being the senior officer aboard this ship.
Say, that's right. With the skipper and exec both ashore, you're in command. Worried?
Not a bit. The ability to command is something you're born with. Either you've got it or you haven't. Let's face it, Cliff.
Sir, beg pardon, sir.
Just a moment. Let's face it, Cliff. I've got it. All right, men, what is it?
There's an admiral about to come aboard, sir.
Very well, you may return. An admiral? Are you sure?
Well, sir, he's got a whole sleeve full of gold braid.
Yes, sir. He's got like that, and then like that, and then like that again. Isn't that an admiral?
That's an admiral. Oh, boy, is that an admiral.
We can't find hiding the hire, Mr. Drysdale.
Maybe he's already on the boat.
When I go up and have a look, y'all wait here in case he shows up.
Tell communications to locate the skipper. Alert the crew. Find someone to pipe the admiral aboard. Get 6 men for side boys. Get everything shaped up for inspection. Never mind that. Move!
Welcome aboard, sir.
This is a great surprise. Honor!
Relax, boys. Mr. Drysdale here?
Is he supposed to be, sir?
Yes, he is.
Then he's here, sir.
Good, good. Come on up, everybody.
Come on, Granny.
I've changed my mind. I'm gonna wait in the car. And get
I hope your family enjoyed the tour of the ship, sir. The lieutenant will be with you in a moment. He's trying to contact the skipper.
Oh, Uncle Jed's the skipper.
Of course, I met Commander Blake.
Fine and dandy.
Fine and dandy. Jed Clampett, if you buy this boat, you are plumb off your rocker.
I like this boat, Paul.
Yeah, Uncle Jed, it's a dandy.
What do you young'uns know about boats?
You know as much about him as you do.
Then you don't know nothing, so hush.
There's a bunch of nice-looking fellas on it.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that myself.
So did I. And I ain't cooking for 250 hired hands.
Hope you buy it, Uncle Jed. Sure would like to drive this rascal.
You know how, do you, boy?
Oh, it looks easier than the truck. They ain't even got no pedals.
Please buy it, Paul.
I think we ought to see how it rides first.
Hot dog, let's go.
Hope to establish communication with Commander Blake very shortly, sir. However, still no trace of Mr. Drysdale.
Well, don't worry about it.
Meanwhile, sir, we're serving coffee and refreshments in the wardroom, with the Admiral's permission.
Well, that's fine. Thank him first.
Leave me to it.
Right this way, madam.
Ain't we going for a ride, Paul?
Well, that's up to this young fella right here.
Can we please go for a ride?
A ride?
Yeah, Uncle Jed wants to see what this thing will do.
The ship, sir?
That's right.
You mean you want to put out to sea, sir?
Yep.
Now, sir?
Sooner the better.
Don't you want to wait for the skipper?
Hey, you're talking to the skipper.
Oh, yes, sir. Beg pardon, sir. Your orders will be carried out immediately.
Thank you. Now let's go have some of that coffee.
Be nice to raise these doorways tonight. Iron kind of dents a fellow's head.
Ain't doing that iron no good neither.
Chief, it's aimless to keep driving around like this. We've covered the entire harbor area.
From the land, but not from the sea.
I don't follow you.
Well, maybe the Clampetts got to the wrong pier and aboard the wrong yacht, while the really big ones are anchored out in the channel.
I suppose that is a possibility.
Pull over there, where it says speedboats to hire.
Can I help you folks?
Yes, you can. We need a good fast boat and an experienced operator to take us around the various yachts in the channel.
Well, I'm your man. Good, good.
How much?
$35 an hour.
$35 an hour?
Chief, you've got to get out there somehow.
I know.
Hey! What's going on? What? Don't this thing go any faster?
Well, not with one person rowing.
You know, your trouble is you're not smooth. You need a little rhythm and coordination.
I also need a little help.
Oh, very well.
Oh, thank you.
Now, one and Miss Hathaway, you're not with me.
Oh, I wish there were two.
Now, one
Hey, Uncle Jed, can I drive now?
Oh, it's all right with me, but you'd best ask the fella at the steering wheel there.
Thank you. Uncle Jed says I can drive for a spell if it's all right with you.
Hold steady on 100.
Okay. Hey, Uncle Jed, we's doing 100.
Kind of fast if you have to do any turning, ain't it?
Well, there's one way to find out.
That was a very hazardous maneuver.
Thank you. Can I drive some more now?
Well, let's let the helmsman take the wheel for a while, huh?
Okay. I'll work these levers.
Sir, may I suggest that your family might enjoy being out on deck?
Anything going on out there?
Well, I could arrange something, sir.
Like what?
Well, how about a demonstration of our armament system? Firepower capabilities, defense and attack procedures.
Sounds all right. Lead the way.
Well, Miss Hathaway, you're certainly making a mess of this. We haven't gotten to one yacht.
The current's too strong, Chief. Only you row for a while.
Miss Hathaway, who owns the bank where you work?
You do?
Who pays your salary? Who signs your checks?
You do?
Then who rows?
I do?
Then get to it.
Hey, Uncle Jed, you just gotta buy this boat. Why, you and me could do some tall hunting and fishing on this rascal. Look at them explosions, throw that water in the air.
Don't seem like a very sporting way to fish. But I reckon when you got all these men to feed, you can't fool around with no worm on a bent pin.
What are they shooting at?
High-flying birds, I reckon.
I wouldn't want to have to cook them when they get done with them.
Unsatisfactory, sir.
Well, I reckon you done your best.
Well, yes, sir. We all did, sir.
Well, then, it's up to me to make a decision, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. You got them figures wrote down, boy?
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. That there boat costs $6,000 a day to operate. She uses up 500 gallons oil every hour, and them 250 hired hands eats better than 600 pounds of food a day. And she costs $3 million. You gonna buy it?
I reckon not.
What?
Turn the car around.
But...
Young fella, I made up my mind about your ship.
You have, sir?
Yep. I'm gonna pass it.
He passed us! He passed us! He passed us!
He's pretty happy for a fella that just lost a sail.
Hey, everybody, look what I got! Uncle Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae, we got a letter from Mom!
What's Jethro yelling about?
Sounded like he said we got a letter from Mom.
What's all the commotion?
Ellie says Jethro says Pearl sent us a letter.
A litter of what?
Did you hear what?
No, but I bet you it's Kitten.
Kittens. Pearl's always trying to give away kittens.
Well, there y'all are.
Where's the kittens, Jethro?
What kitten?
Didn't your ma send us some kittens?
Just a minute. Nope, just a letter.
Jethro, how could you think that kittens would... Well, come on, sit down. Let's hear what Pearl's got to say.
Dear son and kinfolk, I take pen in hand to say we are all fine back here. How are you all out there?
Just fine, Pearl.
That's right.
Jethro, I hope you are making good marks in school out there.
Ma thinks I'm going to school.
Are you in the 5th grade like you would be here?
Doggy, Jethro, I clean forgot about putting you in school. We're going to have to get you started today.
Can I go too?
Well, no, I think Miss Hathaway's got plans to put you in some girls' school.
Can I go too?
Jethro, I just said it was a girls' school.
That's why I want to go. I like girls.
I don't.
Let's get finished with the letter. After that, we'll take care of school.
Your sister, Jethrine, had a narrow escape. A city dude tried to take advantage of her.
What does that mean, Paul?
That's, well, Granny will explain that to you later. Tell us more about the city dude, Jethro.
His name is Jasper Heath.
Jasper Heath.
That's a funny name.
Oh, there's a dot in there. His name is Jasper. He wears patent leather shoes and spats on them.
Don't sound too neat, does he?
He seen your sister at the cabin when I went there to keep an eye on it for Cousin Jed.
I know what Pearl went there to keep an eye on. Mr. Brewster.
Well, now, Granny, Pearl's a widow woman. She got a right to look.
I ain't knocking it. I got my eyes open myself.
At first, I thought the city dude worked for Mr. Brewster, so I drove back out to the cabin to give him a piece of my mind.
I could put a bug in that Mr. Brewster's ear. Look out for feathers.
Feathers?
The more Pearl has her eye on a man, the more feathers she sticks in her hat.
That's right. 3 and 8 came in flowing 2,000 barrels a day. And it looks like the news strike's going to be even better. There's no doubt about it. This is one of the richest pools we've ever hit. Yep, everything from here is good news. Well, not everything. I'll call you back. Mrs. Bodine, this is a pleasant surprise.
Well, thank you. Although you might not think it's so pleasant when you hear what I have to say.
Oh?
One of them oil fellas working for you has made advances to my daughter.
Made advances?
Well, what would you call being picked up and carried off by brute force?
Well, I'd call that making advances. What's his name?
Jasper Depew.
Jasper Depew.
I ain't seen him myself, but from what Jeff Green tells me, he's a pretty slick article.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Brewster, You don't know how hard it is for two girls living alone like Jethrine and me. You see, my son Jethro's in California with Cousin Jed, leaving us no man to protect us. I'm a widow woman, you know. But I guess wherever you have two unattached girls living alone, there's bound to be trouble. Especially when the girls are the kind that men call lookers.
Did you say his name is Depew?
Jasper Depew. Calls himself Jazzbo. Oh, Jethrine says he's a flashy dresser and a fancy talker and drives a sporty car. Regular big city dude. I guess Jethrine's kind of like me when it comes to tall, handsome city fellas. I'm just putty in their hands.
Nope, no one by that name working for OK Oil.
You mind if I look?
Oh, well, no, go right ahead.
I'm bound and determined to find the rascal that trifled with the affections of my sweet, innocent, helpless baby girl.
Ma!
Jethrine, I thought I told you to stay in the buggy.
I seen Jasper Depew coming.
Here?
Yes'm.
Oh, well, thank goodness we got Mr. Brewster to protect us. Oh, there he is.
Mr. Brewster throwed his arms around me and helped me in his strong embrace.
What's an embrace, Paul?
Well, that's when folks kind of twine their arms around one another.
You mean like wrestling?
It's sort of like wrestling, except they ain't mad.
It's like wrestling for fun.
I reckon you could see that.
Then we heard a knock on the door, and we knowed it was Jasper He.
Better look for that dot again.
Oh, yeah. We knowed it was Jasper. He was there to get Jethrine. Her beauty had set his heart to burning with flaming desire.
What's flaming desire, Paul?
Well, Granny will explain that to you later.
Well, I'll try. You're sure counting a heap on my memory.
Read on with your Ma's letter there, Jethro.
Yeah, it's getting good. One city fella's got his arms around Aunt Pearl, and another's waiting at the door to grab Cousin Jethrine.
My only thought was to save my daughter, so I tore loose from Mr. Brewster's embrace. I saw Jethrine heading for the door, so I quick throwed myself betwixt my child and danger. Sweet innocent Jethrine, not knowing better, let that rascal in. He went right to sweet-talking in a voice smoother than fresh churned butter.
Hello again, you great, big, beautiful lump of sugar. I brought you something all the way from Eureka Springs. Genuine orchids growed in a hothouse. And this lovely young girl must be your sister.
I'm her ma.
No.
Yeah.
Well, for Jethrine's beautiful mother, a little gift of genuine French imported perfume all the way from Paris, France.
Oh, well, you had an order. Oh, my goodness. Genuine Paris, France perfume.
Look at that French writing on there. That says, "Ah, d'amour." That means, oh, love.
Ain't he a sport, Ma?
Mr. Jethrine has got herself a steady fella now. He says he is going to ask for her hand someday. I hope he will take the rest of her, too. Ha ha. Give my love to all and be a good boy. I am going out now to mail this letter and get some more feathers for my hat. As ever, your loving mother. Sure nice to hear from Ma.
Nice here.
Jethro, you and me's got to go right out and find a school and get you to going. Granny, you pack up a nice lunch for Jethro to tote along.
How about a big mess of poke greens and chitlins with some pone and a big pot of sorghum to dip it in?
Fine.
Oh, Granny, it don't have to be that fancy. Some of the other boys here in Beverly Hills might not have it so good. They're going to complain it to their folks.
Let them complain. It ain't going to hurt none to raise their standard a little.
I'll get the truck up today.
Paul, please let me go with Jethro. I can help him fight if the big kids in the 5th grade goes to picking on him.
I know for sure that Miss Hathaway has got other plans for your schooling.
But with Jethro gone, I won't have nobody to play with.
Oh, yes, she will.
I just remembered something. Mr. Drysdale's stepson is coming home for Thanksgiving. And he's going to be living right next door. And you can play with him. Mr. Drysdale gave me some pictures of him. Here's some pictures of Sonny. That's what they call him, Sonny. He's been going to a lot of schools, and you ought to know some real good games to play. Ain't he something?
Yeah, but what?
School, all right. Millicent, Schuyler, and Potts. I reckon them three is the teachers.
3 teachers. Must be awful big school.
I'll say.
Well, let's go in there and get you started.
There you are. May I help you?
Well, reckon maybe you can.
Diana, someone has parked a most disreputable-looking vehicle outside my window.
I have to put these gentlemen.
Oh? Yes? What is it you wish?
Well, I'd like to get my nephew started into school.
Here?
Yeah, here's all right if you got room for a desk and his lunch basket.
My dear man, this is a most exclusive private school. The tuition is quite expensive. Well beyond your means, I'm sure.
Does that mean it costs a lot of money?
That is precisely what it means.
Well, I can pay you if it ain't over $25 million.
25 million?
Yes, ma'am, that's all I got.
Dollars?
Yes, ma'am.
In cash.
Yes, ma'am.
This is obviously a practical joke perpetrated by one of my envious competitors. What is your name?
Jed Clampett, ma'am, and this here...
And you expect me to believe that you have $25 million?
Well, no, not on me, ma'am, but my neighbor, Mr. Drysdale, he's keeping it in his bank for me.
Get me Melbourne Drysdale at the Commerce Bank. You see, it just so happens that Mr. Drysdale holds the mortgage on this school, so we are very well acquainted.
Hello. I'd like to speak to you.
Now, if you wish to admit that this is a hoax and be on your way, we will forget the entire incident. Otherwise, you may be liable to some sort of action for invasion of private property and impersonating a millionaire.
Mr. Drysdale is coming on the line now.
Thank you. This is your last chance, Mr. Clampett. My next call will be to the police. Very well. Mr. Drysdale, Millicent Schuyler Potts here. Come in, come in, come in, come in. Diana, tea for these gentlemen. Croppett?
Oh, no, ma'am, Clampett.
Tea, Diana. Use the Spode tea set. Well, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
It's just the two of us. Ellie Mae and Granny didn't come.
Well, do make yourselves comfortable. Mr. Drysdale's exact words to me were, well, never mind his exact words. Apparently he values your friendship greatly, and Mr. Drysdale is a very important mortgage. Man. Now then, shall we talk about your youngster who's entering our 5th grade? What is his name?
Jethro Bodine.
Bodine? Jethro.
No, ma'am. Jethro Bodine.
We always put the last name first. Now, male, of course.
Yes, ma'am. Just got a letter this morning.
Date of birth?
December the 4th.
Year?
No, ma'am. Back home. We only been here a few weeks.
Perhaps you should answer the questions for our vital statistics. Now, we need to know the complete birth date, which in turn gives us the exact age. Now, we have December 4th, and judging from the fact that your nephew is entering the 5th grade, I would surmise that the year is 51 or 52. Am I correct?
Oh, Jethro ain't near that old.
And in the 5th grade? Why, that's wonderful. Well, perhaps we have a budding genius on our hands. Archie!
I'll pour. Oh, Diana, I'd like you to bring me one of our boys' uniforms to show these gentlemen. A 5th grade size. No, on second thought, you'd better make it 3rd grade. He's younger than average. Mrs. Parker. We require that all of our students wear identical uniforms. It makes for less friction that way. Otherwise, the boys of millionaires are apt to be taunted by the really rich.
I bet you Jethro will look right good in a uniform. He can't wait to be a soldier.
Yes, many a young lad is like that. However, our uniforms do not reflect any militaristic design. No, rather, we strive for something gay, attractive, and smart. Oh, there you are. Charming, isn't it? Now, you take this home and have Jethro wear it when he comes to school in the morning.
Wear this? Afraid Granny will have to make considerable changes in this before it'll fit Jethro.
So tiny?
Yeah.
And in the 5th grade? The boy must be a genius. Well, you may be very sure that we will bring him out.
Where is this, he'll bust out?
Now then, how do you gentlemen like your tea?
We don't know, ma'am. We ain't tasted it yet.
Oh, you are the fun-loving one, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Here's Jethro's school clothes. You want me to help let him out?
Oh, well, thank you, Ellie, but let's see what has to be done. Maybe they fit him already. That's supposed to be a hat?
I reckon so.
What's that?
Well, Jethro said it stands for pot.
Pots?
That's the school he's going to. Pot school.
Hell, he'll be learning a good trade. If there's something folks always needs, it's pots.
Jethro can make you some dandy new ones once he catches on to it.
Now, Sam Hill is supposed to wear that.
Well, Jethro, I reckon.
Jethro couldn't have wore that at 3.
Paul said it'd take some letting out.
Letting out? There ain't enough seams in the whole world to let that out.
How's it going, Granny? Are you getting my uniform already?
Jethro Bodine?
No, Granny. Over to school, it's Bodine Jethro.
Hey, May, leave the room. You got no shame running around here in your underpants?
Granny, these ain't underpants. They swimming trunks.
You wrap that towel around you before I cut a switch.
But Granny, Miss Hathaway says...
I don't care who says what. I'll be glad when your ma gets out here to take you in hand and to make you some school clothes. These things ain't never gonna fit.
But Granny, I gotta have these in the morning. It's a rule. All us kids over there's gotta wear these. And that coat, too.
Yeah. I sure wish your ma was here with her sewing machine. Girls a whiz at making clothes.
Now that you're going to be keeping company with Jazz Bo Depew, you're going to need some nice clothes.
I like the little feller, Ma.
I'm glad, Jeffrey. But you got to stop picking him up all the time.
He ain't heavy.
That ain't the point. It don't look fitting for a girl to run around carrying a fella.
All right. I won't pick him up anymore. Till we get married.
Why would you pick him up then?
To carry him over the threshold.
You ain't supposed to carry him. He's supposed to carry... No, that's ridiculous. I declare, I don't know how I'm going to keep you in clothes the way you're shooting up. I start a new outfit, and by the time I get it stitched together, you've outgrown it.
My new shoes is already too tight for my feet.
Oh, them feet. If they get any bigger, you're going to have to go outside to turn around.
My feet ain't as big as Jethro's.
Well, of course not. He's a boy. Just think, your brother Jethro's going to school in Beverly Hills, California.
Yeah. I'm homesick for to see him, Ma.
Me too, Jeffrey. I'll bet your rich Uncle Jed has Jethro duded up like one of them actors in movie pictures.
Dang, if Jethro ain't right. Every time that music plays, somebody comes to the door.
Good morning,
Good morning. Surprise. Surprise.
Good morning, Miss Potts.
I decided to come by and drive our diminutive genius to school myself.
What?
Your nephew, Jethro.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Jethro! Come on down here. You got to ride to school. Well, that's mighty nice of you, ma'am.
Oh, tut. I'm going to give the boy my personal special attention. I feel that when one...
Well, howdy there, Miss Potts. You come to take me to school?
Yeah, betcha she is. I want you to be a good boy, make good marks so your ma will be proud of you.
This is your nephew?
Yes, ma'am. You met him yesterday, remember? Of course, he does look a mite different in his uniform. Granny had a time getting it to fit, but she done it.
You are in the 5th grade?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Just finished 3 years in the 4th.
But I can't. It's impossible.
Oh, that ain't nothing. He got through the 1st grade in only 2 years.
Under no circumstances can I allow this.
Well, say, here comes Mr. Drysdale. I reckon he's coming to see Jethro off to school.
Come along, Jethro. Get the tape off. This is the way we go to school. This is the way we go to school.
Here's Jethro's lunch.
Oh, Jethro, you forgot your lunch. Now, Jethro, you share your grits and fat back with Miss Potts today.
Dead on good. I got my best Sunday go-to-meeting outfit in there, and I don't want it falling off on the way home.
Don't worry, Granny.
Uncle Jed, how can one outfit weigh so doggone much?
It ain't the outfit, it's the 70 pounds of mothballs.
Now, hurry up and load the other stuff. Let's get going.
But, Granny, we's going to get home in plenty of time for the Possum Festival.
I got campaigning to do, speeches to make, votes to get.
Jethro, let's show Granny the sign you made for her.
Yes, sir.
My dingies. That's a Jim dandy.
It sure is, and we're going to put it on the side of the truck quick as we get to Sibley.
Wait a minute. Here comes Miss Drysdale. I want her to see it. She thinks she's so all-fired high and mighty in her big limousine.
Granny, the woman is doing us a mighty neighborly turn, offering to move in and take care of the place whilst we's gone.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Never mind, you just be pleasant.
All right. But I still want her to see my son.
Hi, Miss Drysdale. I'll take that, young fella.
Well, Mr. Clampett, here's your housekeeper all ready to go to work.
Yeah, well, it sure is uncommon kind of you, and we's all mighty grateful, especially Granny. Granny, come say howdy to Miss Drysdale.
Be right there, just checking something. Fine boy.
Congratulations, Granny. I see you're running for Possum Queen.
Where'd you see that? Oh, the sign. Well, it was kind of forced on me. But it's a great honor if I win.
Being Possum Queen is about the highest honor that can come to a woman.
Last year it was Lady Bird.
Lady Bird?
Lady Bird Hacklemeyer. She's the one that always takes first prize with her doilies at the county fair.
That one.
You know another Lady Bird Hacklemeyer?
No. Can I help you load up?
Oh, no. We can take care of that. You'd best talk to Ellie Mae about taking care of her critters.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's something I'm looking forward to, caring for all those darling little animals.
Now, Duke, you're the oldest, so you'll be in charge while we's gone. Hiram, you're the biggest, so you'll be Duke's right-hand dog. Arnie, you keep your eye on all of them, because you're the smartest. And now remember, everybody, come Possum Day, Wendell is king.
You reckon this is enough lunch, Jed?
Yeah, Granny, that ought to be enough to get us plumb home.
Anything else to load?
Yeah, boy, put this in the truck.
Oh, yes, sir. What is it?
Lunch?
Hot dogs. Didn't you pack nothing for the rest of you?
Granny, look at there. Miss Drysdale's treating Ellie's critters like they owed her money.
I still say we's gonna find her sugar is mostly sand.
You've been grousing for 3 years because Miss Drysdale ain't a good neighbor. Now she's trying to be one, and you're still pecking at her.
Jed, I've heard of sweet milk turning sour, but never the other way round.
Ellie says she'll meet you on the truck around front. Now, have a wonderful trip and enjoy the festival.
Too bad you don't have one here.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to go if Beverly Hills wasn't so backward.
Well, we are, and you wouldn't want to miss the honor of being queen.
It ain't just the honor. Why, there's a fortune in prizes. Starting with the weighing-in ceremony.
First off, the queen gets her weight in possum.
How exciting.
And that ain't all. Then comes the letting out ceremony.
Possum Day, all the prisoners gets let out of jail.
And from then on, it's just one big to-do after another.
Mule shoeing contest?
Blood wrestling and rock throwing.
Crawdad eating contest?
Prizes for the longest hair and the biggest feet.
Keep talking like that, and Miss Drysdale hop right on, go with us. Ain't that right, Miss Drysdale?
It is tempting, but my plans are all made to stay here and look after your house.
Sure you won't mind all that work?
Not at all. With Milburn out of town, it'll give me something to do.
My dog is Miss Drysdale. You've turned into such a fine neighbor, it seems a shame to be leaving.
Now, Jed, you got the next possum queen sitting here.
That's right. Well, thank you, ma'am. Let it roll, Jethro.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Stay as long as you like.
So, when I got a chance to fly back with Pendleton in his private plane, I figured why stay till Saturday. I'm saving airline fare, hotel bills, meals, taxis. Comes to a bundle.
Good sound economic thinking, Chief.
Well, it isn't just that. I'm a sentimental so-and-so. I had to get back to my loved ones.
How sweet.
Yes, sir, when we get to the bank, I'm going into that vault and fondle every bill.
For a foolish moment there, I thought you were talking about your family.
Oh, I called Margaret from the airport. She was next door helping the neighbors pack up to leave.
I thought the Bensons were in Europe.
They are.
The Clampetts! Step on it!
I couldn't trust that woman. Start collecting up these songs.
Well, welcome. You're the first guy. Melbourne!
Oh, no, you don't.
You're supposed to be in Chicago.
Never mind Chicago. What do you think you're doing? Where are the Clampetts? What have you done with them? Why are you selling this house?
I'm not going to talk to you until you stop shouting at me.
Okay. I'm not shouting now. Talk to me.
That's better. Well, how are things in Chicago? Did you see Aunt Beatrice?
Not that kind of talk. I want to know about the Clampetts.
You're shouting again.
Chief, there's a truck here from the animal shelter. Your wife told them to pick up all of Ellie's pets.
You what?
Still shouting.
All right, Milburn, all right. I'll talk.
Okay, let's have it. Where are the Clampetts?
On their way back to the hills, and good riddance.
Quick, Miss Hathaway, we've got to catch them.
Wait! What about me?
Yeah, mister, you got the key. Oh, yeah. Here. Drive her through the middle of town and let her out in front of her beauty shop.
Chief, it would be sheer folly to go dashing about in every road to the east. But if we organize an intelligence search...
All right. Alert the highway patrol, missing persons, the FBI. And I want roadblocks at the state line. And have a helicopter standing by for me on the roof.
Hey, Mr. Drysdale.
Be with you in a minute. And let's get some planes in the air. Have them fly over every...
Oh, it's you. You're here. Oh.
We just thought we'd come down and say goodbye to Miss Jane, but then we heard she was down at the airport fetching you, so we thought we'd wait and say goodbye. Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale, but you're cutting off my wind.
It's just that I'm so glad to see you.
Well, you've seen us, so goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Jane.
Now, wait. Why are you going home?
For the Possum Festival.
You ain't forgot it's coming on for Possum Day, have you?
Of course not. Well, you can celebrate it right here.
We tried that last year.
It ain't much fun when you're the only one celebrating.
We drove all over town yelling, Happy Possum Day.
Folks looked at us like we was hanging off our hinges.
This year, we's going back home where they have a real festival.
Bye.
Wait. Well, I guess I'm going to have to tell you the big secret.
Well, what is it?
Beverly Hills is planning the biggest festival in the history of Possum Day. She? Oh, I know. It's supposed to be a surprise, but I can't let them go home and miss it.
Well, tell us about it.
Step in my office.
Chief, I am certain that Beverly Hills Possum Festival cannot be nearly as good as the one they have back home.
Oh, nonsense. She's just modest because she's in charge of the arrangements.
Doggy, she is modest, ain't she?
Miss Jane, you're going to have to go some to beat that big blowout back in Sibley.
He can do it.
You going to have a big parade?
Gigantic, colossal.
Crawdad eating contest?
Of course. Jethro usually walks away with that. That and the big feet contest.
How about rock slinging and mud wrestling?
That's Ellie Mae's specialty.
Well, you have Miss Hathaway's word. Her Possum Festival is going to be just like the one back home. Only bigger and better.
What do you say, Granny?
I say let's go back home to Sibley.
Why?
'Cause back there I got a good chance of being Possum Queen.
You can be Possum Queen right here.
I can't win an election in Beverly Hills.
Oh, yes, you can. Right, Miss Hathaway?
If I can put on the festival, she could win the election.
And you riding a parade?
Of course.
Will lots of people see me like back home?
More. Millions more.
Million?
She'll be on television.
Television? Me?
Color television, coast to coast. Right, Miss Hathaway?
Well, what do you say now, Granny?
I say let's stay here and be on television.
That's the spirit.
Well, then it's settled. Now, we'll be running along. I reckon what with putting on a possum festival, Miss Jane has got a few loose ends to tie up.
It'll be worth it. A thing like this could put Beverly Hills on the map.
Look what it done for Sibley.
It just hit me.
What hit you, Granny?
Just drive the truck, boy. I'll find out what hit her. What hit you, Granny?
Why Miss Drysdale turned so sweet on us. Why she offered to keep the house for us.
Why did she, Granny?
Drive the truck, boy. I'll find out why did you. Why did you, Granny?
She wanted me out of town so she could be Possum Queen of Beverly Hills.
You reckon so?
Why, it's as plain as the nose on your face. I knew she was up to something. I told you we'd find sand in her sugar. The election ain't over. She ain't won yet. I'll stomp Beverly Hills from one end to the other.
Sit down, Granny.
So will Miss Drysdale, and she knows everybody and her dog.
Just drive the truck, boy.
I've got experience on my side. I've run for Possum Queen 47 times.
Yeah, but you ain't never won.
Ride the truck, boy. Sit down, Granny. Ride the truck, boy.
No, the Clampett mansion is not for sale. Those signs were a mistake. Now, will you real estate guys please stop bugging me?
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale, but Mr. Clampett is calling for you on line 1.
Beverly Hills Possum Festival headquarters.
Oh, how's the festival coming along?
Oh, beautifully, beautifully. Did Miss Hathaway get that parade permit?
She isn't back from City Hall.
Yes, everything's great. It couldn't be better.
Well, that's just fine. Now, we've been having a little family go-around. Granny says she knows why your wife is so anxious to get us out of town.
She does?
It's because she don't want me running again her for Beverly Hills Possum Queen. Ain't that right?
Yes, that's right. It was a dirty trick, and I'm going to see that she withdraws immediately and lets you win.
You tell her she ain't gonna give me nothing. I'll beat her fair and square in her own backyard. And furthermore, you tell her for me that she ain't nothing but...
Granny's a little worked up. Nothing she likes better than a good scrap. So you tell your wife to put on her rip-snortingest campaign, and may the best woman be Possum Queen. Bye.
Hello. Mr. Clampett. Hello. Oh, boy. Well, what do you want?
Do we get Possum Day off?
I told you that woman was up to something. I told you she couldn't be trusted. I told you...
All right, Granny. Now, here's a chance to learn her a lesson. Now, let's get started on your campaign.
Here's the girl with the good news. Well, let's have it.
The city of Beverly Hills refuses to allow a possum festival, a possum parade, or the celebration of Possum Day in any way, shape, or form.
All that good news?
I implore you, tell the Clampetts the truth before it's too late.
It is too late. Granny is all set to run against my wife for Possum Queen.
Your wife? How did you ever manage that?
Well, somebody has to get this show on the road. Now, let's see if you can hold up your end. You get over to that city hall and tell those jokers, I want my festival.
Chief, I did everything humanly possible. I begged, I pleaded, they just wouldn't listen.
All right, I'll bail you out. They'll listen to me. Because I'm not going over there begging and pleading. I'm going in there demanding. I'll show you how to fight City Hall. Put me down! You tell those ward healers they'll be sorry for this. I'm taking my Possum Festival to Pasadena. You people here in Pasadena are in a rut with that Rose Parade. Every year, the same day. Now, here's my idea. Let's have it next Wednesday, and we'll call it the Possum Parade. Instead of a Rose Queen, we'll have a Possum Queen. Instead of that same old football game in the Rose Bowl, we'll have mud wrestling, rock throwing, ball calling contest, crawdad eating. Now, wait a minute. This could be a great thing for Pasadena. Please, it was just a suggestion.
Oh, hey, I forgot. Can Granny hold her voting rally out in the bank parking lot?
Well, I suppose so.
Well, thanks. Oh, come on down and see the campaign truck. It is a doozy.
Howdy, Miss Jane, Miss Drago.
Greetings.
How do you like my bandwagon? Great crowd pleaser, ain't it?
Oh, indeed it is.
Folks are starting to come, Granny.
Gather round, folks. Gather round. You're about to hear the keynote speech in my campaign for Possum Queen of Beverly Hills. Thank you. And now, folks, handshaking and baby kissing will be done at the end of my speech. Also, there will be free cider passed out. But He's a widower, girls. He's got more money than a dog has fleas.
Put your needle on, Ellie. Here's your choice for Possum Queen. Granny, Granny. She don't ride no limousine. Granny all the way. Ready to stay on election day. The finest queen you've ever seen. Granny all the way.
I want to make my speech. Citizens of Beverly Hills.
Citizens of Orange County, for years now, you people have been holding the same old Orange Festival. With an Orange Queen, an Orange Parade. Who needs it? That's Florida have the oranges. We'll put on a Possum Festival, and a Possum Queen, and a Possum Parade. It'll be something... Great
Now, folks, in conclusion, it's exactly 1 week to Possum Day. Who will be your queen? Will it be Miss Drysdale or me? The choice is up to you. But come election day, remember where you got the cider that we're gonna pass out right now. Let's go.
Miss Hathaway, is there really going to be a possum festival?
That, my dear Marie, depends upon Mr. Drysdale. Good luck, Chief, wherever you are.
Citizens of Apple Valley, have you ever thought of changing the name of your community to Possum Valley?
Uncle Jed? Yeah, boy? I need to talk to you. I got trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Girl trouble.
What kind of girl trouble?
The worst kind. I ain't got one.
Oh, let's sit down, boy. What you hiding behind you there?
This is a picture of you when you was my age.
What you doing with that?
Well, I was hoping it'd jog your memory a mite. Granny says when this picture was took, you was a lady killer at Cass Cab.
Well, you know, Granny liked to stretch the truth when, What are you doing?
Notice the resemblance?
What do you want, boy?
I want some advice on how to get girls.
Well, I ain't the one to give you that. I wasn't a lady killer at Cass County.
You wasn't?
No, there's plenty of fellas had me backed off. There was, well, let me see now. There was, Now, you take old... What do you want to know, boy?
I want to know just exactly how you went about getting a girl.
Well, as I recollect, I done my best girl getting on Saturday afternoons.
Yes, sir?
Used to get all slicked up and go into town and stake out a good spot in front of the general store and go to whittling.
Whittling?
Yep. On a long piece of soft pine, just about like that. Of course, out of the corner of my eye, I was watching the girls.
I see.
Right now, let me warn you about something. You got to keep half your mind on your watching and half on your whittling. A little too much of one or the other, and you're liable to lose a girl or a finger. Well, now, I didn't do none of my fancy whittling until I seen a pretty girl come along. Then I would peel off about a foot and a half. I'd peel off about a foot and a half curler, so thin. I'd peel off about a foot and a half curler. You got to remember that I ain't done much girl getting whittling for a number of years.
And then what happened, Uncle Jed?
Then I'd show her a few of my fancy mumbly peg throws, like my 3.5 off the wrist, or my side spinner off the ear, or the nose winder. And while I was doing that, I'd mention the barn dance that night, and before you know it, we was acquainted. Hot dog!
What was all that for?
He's just full of oats, Granny.
I declare that boy'll eat anything.
He ain't been eating them, he just feels them.
Huh? Jethro says you told him how to get a girl.
Yep.
Well, tell me so's I can get a fella.
Well, I don't think it'll work for a girl, Ellie. You'd best ask Granny how to get a feller.
Well, would you tell me, Granny?
Let me think about it.
Oh, please.
I'm going to do it. I just want to think about it. At my age, you got to take your fun where you find it. Now, as I recollect, us girls used to do our best hunting in front of the general store on a Saturday afternoon.
Well, how come?
'Cause that's where the fellas used to stand and pretend to whittle whilst they watched the girls.
Granny, I ain't never seen fellas whittling in front of stores in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Come to think of it, they probably ain't no boys around today that dumb.
Got my pocket knife ready, Uncle Jed? Uncle Jed, I got plenty of that soft whittling wood you told me to get.
Yeah, now listen, boy, I got some more to tell you.
Shucks, Uncle Jed, you done told me all I need to know. If I go to peeling off them long curls, I got it made. I'm gonna be the lady killer of Beverly Hills.
Granny, I didn't realize the boy was so desperate.
Ellie, too. Or if she ain't, she ought to be. I can't go on telling folks she's 14 forever.
We have got to meet other young'uns. And there's only one sure way to do it, city or country.
A wingding.
A wingding?
That's what Mr. Clampett said he wanted, the biggest wingding in town.
Well, don't stand there. Go out and buy it for him.
A wingding is a dance, a party.
Oh, good. You know, I've been wanting to throw a big party for Mr. Clampett, and now that he's paying for it, let's go all out.
Not to be for Mr. Clampett, it's for Ellie and Jethro, so they can meet other young people.
Oh, I see. A party and a dance for young people. Okay, let's give those kids a real thrill. We'll get Guy Lombardo. Swing and Sway with Sammy Kaye.
I'm afraid not.
I got it. Clyde McCoy.
Chiefy, young people today just aren't dancing to those groups anymore.
Oh, what's the matter with these kids today? A bunch of squares?
Hardly, but time marches on, vogues change. Right now, groups like the Beatles are all the rage.
The who?
The Beatles. They're the most popular group in the world. Why, they get as much as $100,000 for one appearance.
They do?
Yes. Last year alone, they made something like $14 million.
Well, let's get them.
For the Clampett party?
No, for depositors.
Getting back to the Clampett wingding.
Just take care of anything they want.
Well, inasmuch as the Clampetts aren't acquainted out here, they've asked me to make arrangements for the music. Now, the Beatles aren't available, but there are groups who have a similar appeal. Herman and the Hermits, Freddie and the Dreamers, the Animals, the Birds. Of course, they probably aren't available on short notice either, but here are some others on my list.
If I paid them 4.5% and loaned it out at 7.5%, no, make that 8. Yes?
For the Clampett wingding, I may be able to get the lizards, the frogs, the termites.
Well, get them. Whatever Granny wants to cook. Oh, I've been doing some figuring. And to help you land that Beatle account, I'll make that a set of dishes for each of them. I'll throw in a bowl of artificial flowers and a plastic meat platter.
Gee, Chief, you've taken all the challenge out of it.
Well, Jethro, glad you're back. What's the matter? You look like somebody dropped a clod in your churn.
Jim, I didn't do no good at all with that whittling. You got no other way of meeting girls?
Matter of fact, I have.
Good.
And fellers, too.
I don't care nothing about them, just girls.
For Ellie Mae. And there's going to be plenty of both. We're going to throw you young'uns a wingding.
Thank you, Pop.
I'm just ashamed not to have done it sooner.
We gonna have lots of vittles and pretty girls?
And music and dancing?
And vittles and pretty girls?
And dancing prizes and stuff?
And vittles and pretty girls, huh?
That's our word for it, young'uns. We gonna put the big pot in the little one.
Greetings, all. Holding a family conference, are you?
I was just telling the young'uns about our wingding. Miss Jane's gonna take care of getting the music first.
Who you gonna get, Miss Jane?
Well, I thought I'd spend the evening going to the places frequented by young people and auditioning the various musical groups.
Sound like a dandy idea.
Yes. Of course, it'd be even dandier if I had someone to accompany me.
Well, I'll go.
Well, perhaps.
Speak up, Jethro.
Oh, I don't care if Ellie goes.
Well, I think that Granny's going to need Ellie to help her in the kitchen tonight. But how about Jethro going?
Jethro? Now, that's a thought, if you'd like to.
Why, he is just squirming to go, ain't you, boy?
Yeah. Splendid, Jethro. I'll pick you up early. That will give us time to catch the lizards, the frogs, the termites, and possibly even the moles.
Thanks, Miss Jane, but you just worry about the music. Granny will take care of the victuals.
Yes. Well, au revoir.
She got 2 eyes on you. She's going out of Louisiana to get a mojo man. Oh yeah, she's going out of Louisiana to get a mojo man. Oh yeah.
My goodness, it's rather wild, isn't it?
Huh?
I didn't expect it to be so frantic.
What'd you say?
I hardly think this is suitable to our needs. It's too savage, too primitive. It just won't do. It just grabs you, doesn't it?
Well, I've been looking the place over, and I think that front hall is the best for square dancing.
Too bad we ain't got a barn.
Well, once we get it full of corn shucks and hay bales and pumpkins, one thing and another, that front hall is going to look pretty good.
Well, I sure hope Jethro and Miss Jane find some good music tonight.
Hey, well, where'd they go, Granny?
Well, let's see. They started out at a place called Something to Go-Go.
Well, just so they come up with a good fiddle player.
Don't you walk on by, pretty woman. Don't you make me cry, pretty woman. If that's the way it must be, okay. I guess I'll go on home, it's late. Maybe
Jane?
tomorrow night.
Well, Miss Jane, where are you?
What do I see?
Huh?
Is he coming back to me?
Might as well give up, Earl. I know it's plumb past daylight, but Jethro is sleeping in this morning.
I gotta say one thing for California, Jed. No matter what time of year, you can always find flowers.
Want me to get these in water for you, Granny?
Please, honey. And then put them around in the parlor. 'Cause that's where the old folks are going to sit tonight while you young'uns are dancing.
Well, ain't you going to dance?
Of course I am. I'm talking about old folks.
Dug up all the rocking chairs we got, Granny, but they ain't gonna be enough for all the old folks to rock.
Well, I'll pass around my rheumatism medicine. And them that ain't rocking will think they is.
Car left! March! Halt! Good morning, Granny. Mr. Clampett?
Morning.
Are you all right?
Do you know what time I got up this morning? 6 o'clock.
Jethro's sleeping in, too.
We all have mornings when we don't feel like getting out of bed.
I feel wonderful. I marched all the way from my house. Well, that's a good 100 yards. I guess I am a little bushed.
You look about the way Jethro did when he dragged in last night.
Yeah, him and Miss Jane was out awful late.
Yeah, the boy was dead on his feet, but he said that they found some mighty fine music for our wingding at that go-go place.
Plenty of young folks, too. Jethro hauled off and invited everybody that was there.
Well, I'm glad to know the music and guests are taken care of. Oh, by the way, did Miss Hathaway mention whether she had located the Beatles? Beatles?
Oh, I hope they ain't got into her garden. Them is the peskiest bugs.
Especially the potato beans. No. This is a group that sings and plays musical instruments. The dickens you say? Oh, yes, they're famous. They appear all over. They make a fabulous amount of money.
Singing Beatles, huh?
Well, let me know if Miss Jean finds them. I'd pay $25 to see that myself.
No. You're still... They're like... Well, never mind. I saw a picture of them, and I'm still confused.
Jethro, did you get some good music for the wingding?
Did I ever? Where'd you see 'em, Ellie? 4 fellas that really wail.
Well, tell me about it.
You'll meet 'em when I fetch 'em home this evening. Right now I got to go into town and get me some clothes and do something about my hair.
Well, Granny will cut your hair.
Cut it? Gee.
Morning, Mr. Drysdale.
Good morning, Ellie.
Let me get you a cup of coffee.
Oh, thank you.
How about a bowl of... Ellie Mae, there was 3 boxes of flakes in there.
Well, Jethro just finished breakfast.
Well, glad the boy's up. We can go out and get the decorations.
Jethro's gone to town, Paul. Said he'd be back this evening.
This evening? Why, we ain't going to have time to fetch the trimmings for the hall.
Well, let me take care of that for you, Mr. Clampett.
Well, can you get hay and corn and pumpkins and such?
Anything you want. I'll have it brought in by the truckload.
I'd like some autumn leaves, if it don't cost too much.
Hang the cost. I enjoy spending money on my friends, especially when they can afford it.
It's about time you was getting home.
Well, where'd you get all this stuff?
Never mind. Now get upstairs and change your clothes.
Where's them fellas you was going to fetch home?
Miss Jane's bringing them. Here, Ellie. There's more on the truck. Granny, you got this place looking like a barn.
No, thanks to you. Now get upstairs and change your clothes. Go on now.
What is it, Ellie?
Well, I ain't sure, Paul. It can't be a fiddle. There ain't no bow with it.
Not a banjo. It ain't round and it ain't got no skin on it.
It's kind of like a guitar, except it ain't holler. And it don't hardly make no sound at all.
You reckon this is what them music fellas is going to play?
I hope not. If your pa calls the dances above a whisper, he'll drown 'em out.
I'll see what else is on the truck. Jethro.
What's the matter?
Well, he said Miss Jane was fetching fellas. She just drove up with a whole carload of girls.
It was an honest mistake, Ellie. These girls are right, but they dress like fellers.
Mr. Clampett, your wingding musicians are here.
Hey, howdy, young fellas. Lady. Welcome, everybody.
These are the Clampetts. These are the enemies.
Howdy.
Hi, how are you? Did she say they was the enemies? Yes, sir. I'm glad they ain't on our side.
Oh, they have some other things to unload.
Oh, good. Say, excuse me, but did any of you all play the fiddle?
Well, if it's got a beat, we can fake it.
What do you make of it, Jed?
Jethro's got some explaining to do.
What about? How
about this, huh? Boy, have you looked in the mirror? Why? Is my wig on crooked?
Your head's on crook.
Why'd you put yourself up like that? Well, this is the way all the fellas looks now.
Heck far, Paul. I ain't gonna have no fun tonight if all the fellas look like girls.
Well, cheer up, Ellie. It might be some sport just sorting them out.
Hello, Granny. I wanted to get by earlier. How's the wingding? Are the young people dancing?
No! They're twitching and jumping like a bunch of worms on a hot rock. No wonder they got long hair. They can't stand still long enough to get it cut.
I hope Mr. Clampett isn't too upset.
No. Jed's finally got him quietened down. He's trying to learn him to square dance.
Wonderful. Let's go see how he's doing.
Right hand, your partner. Left hand. Both hands, your partner. Now you see how easy it is, especially when I call out the moves for you. Now you reckon you can play that turkey in a straw tune?
Oh, sure.
Dandy. Let's get going. Square dancing.
I'll be in the parlor with a jug and a rocker.
I'm with her.
Ellie?
I'm with them.
Me too, Ellie.
Child. If the Lord had wanted me to swim around in water, he'd have given me fins.
No, you sure are gussed up. Where you going?
I'm going shopping for our Thanksgiving victuals. I hear your beau's coming to eat with us.
I ain't got no beau.
Your pa says so. Mr. Drysdale's stepson. You know, the one they call Sonny.
Shucks, I ain't never even seen him.
Well, your pa tells it. He's coming to court you and spark you.
What does that mean?
You don't know what courting and sparking is?
No.
No, I guess you wouldn't at that. Well, when I get back, you and me better have a little talk.
Have you ever been courted and sparked, Granny?
Honey? When I was a girl back in Tennessee, I set so many boys' hearts on fire that they took to calling that neck of the woods the Smoky Mountains.
Well, see you later.
Daisy, you old heartbreaker. You still got it.
That's the truth. Who you stepping out with?
Ain't stepping out with nobody. I'm going to the supermarket.
What's a supermarket?
I don't know. I reckon it's kind of like a general store. But that's where you have to go to buy your victuals out here. And there's some things I need for that Thanksgiving spread.
Oh, say, speaking of Thanksgiving, we can use the big fancy eating table. I just finished notching the last pot passer.
Think they'll reach?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's give them a try.
Jethro!
Yeah, Granny? You all set to get took to the supermarket?
No, not yet. Fetch me a pot to the fancy eating room.
Yes, sir.
That sure is a mighty fine eating table.
Jethro's fetching a pop.
Granny, you gotta admit, folks built this table sure knowed what they was doing. It is built solid.
It is that. You could set a half dozen turkey gobblers on there and never sag it a bit.
This here is a dandy idea, especially if you got young ones at the table. The plates won't slip off on the floor.
Yeah, I've sure scrubbed up a mess of pone and sorghum.
Bet nobody ever scrubbed up none from this floor.
There's been plenty spilled on the table, though.
Sorghum?
Something sticky. I can't get that green tablecloth off there. Save me.
Stuck on it?
I can't imagine anybody to lay a clean tablecloth on a sticky table.
Yeah, Granny, I reckon all women ain't as spick and span as you are when it comes to keeping house.
Here you are, Granny.
Set it in the middle of the table so we'll see if these pot passers reach.
Yeah, I reckon that'll do the trick, all right.
Ted, maybe you better whittle some sharp points on a few of them, and then we can spear the meat and pass it.
Good idea, Granny. I'll do that.
How do you reckon the folks that lived here before us passed things?
Well, they probably had a big family and passed from hand to hand. That reminds me, we're having 5 for our Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah, you already told me.
Company coming?
Extra special company. Ellie's bow.
Has Ellie got a bow?
She sure has.
Mr. Drysdale's stepboy, Sonny.
Him and Ellie ain't never seen each other yet. Sonny and his ma just come in from Boston. But Mr. Drysdale says his boy will be just happy to come a-courting Ellie.
I won't. I have never submitted to a blind date before, and I refuse to do it now.
Sonny, dear, do it justice once for your daddy.
He's not my daddy. He's your husband.
All right, then. Do it for stepdaddy. It seems to mean a great deal to him.
Mother, I'm the most popular man on the campuses of 3 universities. Vassar, Wellesley, and Smith. To those girls, I'm an idol. Be worshipped. I can't just date anyone.
Sonny, dear, it might be fun to date someone new. Someone young, lovely, and charming.
For her, yes. But how do I know what she'll look like? No, I can't. I can't. It might cause too much of a trauma, Mama.
But your stepdaddy says she's very attractive. And it seems that she's the daughter of his wealthiest depositor, whom he wishes very much to please.
Mother, what kind of a man have you married? He's selling me for a rich man's gold. It's sordid! Oh, it is sordid! It is sordid!
No, my precious baby. I know it was wrong of me to marry a common bank president, but I wanted you to have everything, and all I could give you was the heritage of a fine old family. But it takes money, too, darling.
Money, I hate that word. Makes the rich the social equal of us.
Oh, no, dear. It could never do that.
I wish you'd read the thesis I wrote on economics last week. Money and why it is not important.
You know, for a boy who's been going to college for 17 years, you haven't learned much.
Milburn, you must not throw it up to Sonny that he keeps going to college. He's trying to find himself.
Don't take my advice. Don't look. Come on, dear. Let Sonny get dressed for his date.
I'll draw him a nice hot bath.
Try not to drown.
Daddy?
Just a moment, Daddy.
You called me Daddy. You've never done that before. Well, don't ever do it again.
I refuse to date a strange girl just to benefit your economic situation.
Well, I've got news for you, Sonny. My economic situation and your economic situation have a very definite relationship.
Money doesn't interest me. Who steals my purse steals trash.
Well, you will have a date with Ellie Mae Clampett, and you'll be nice to her, or I'll cut off every penny of your trash.
Milburn, did I hear you say that it's the Clampett girl you're asking Sonny to date?
That's right.
But, my dear, I haven't finished the genealogical check of their family tree. We don't know that Ellie Mae is socially acceptable for Sonny.
Good heavens. Now, you listen to me, Sonny. Jed Clampett is thrilled at the prospect of his daughter having a date with you. A city boy, educated, refined. To him, you're a knight in shining armor, a handsome Prince Charming. He thinks you're the greatest thing that could ever happen to his daughter.
Mr. Clampett sounds like a very intelligent man.
Dear, I've heard the most disturbing reports about the Clampetts. I understand they're no better than peasants.
Good heavens, a date with a girl like that is unthinkable.
Now, Margaret, I hesitate to assert my authority. But unless I have assurance that my wishes will be carried out, I'm afraid I will have to...
Mother! Dad! Who is that? Who is she?
Who is what, dear?
That divine creature by the pool next door.
That's the Clampett girl, Ellie Mae.
Oh, Dad, you're sensational. Of course I'll date her.
Good boy.
But, Sonny, she's not a blue blood.
The color may not be right, Mother, but I sure dig that crazy container.
Wow.
Howdy, Paul. What you doing?
Oh, I'm fixing some turkey stickers for a company meal. Oh, say, Ellie,
Yeah, Paul?
is there anything you don't know about the birds and the bees?
No. How come you to ask?
Well, I reckon these what Sonny Drysdale's been studying at school. Either that or he's partial to them.
How'd you know?
Well, when I mentioned to Miss Hathaway that you was going to be keeping company with Sonny Drysdale, she says, Mr. Clampett, she says, you better have a talk with your daughter about the birds and the bees.
Shucks, I know all about the little critter.
Well, that's what I figured, you being raised in the woods and all. But I didn't let on to Miss Hathaway. I know she's just trying to be helpful.
Granny says she's going to have a talk with me about courting and sparking.
She is. Well, I'm glad of that, Ellie. I was kind of wondering who was going to do that.
Paul, why don't you tell me about courting and sparking?
Well, Ellie, that's something that a girl's ma usually tells her about.
Well, I ain't got no ma. So why don't you tell me?
Well, Granny will do it when she comes back.
Well, what if she don't get back before Sonny Drysdale comes? Then I won't know how to court and spark him.
You ain't supposed to court and spark him. That's what a feller does to a girl.
How? What does he do?
Well, he gets himself all slicked up, shaves real close, shines his shoes, puts on a stiff collar and a clean shirt. And he goes to calling on the girl, toting a nice big store-bought box of candy.
Hot diggity dog, I'm gonna like courting and sparking.
It's only the courting part. I ain't got to the sparking yet.
What's that like, Paul?
Well, she invites him to come in the parlor and sit. And they usually sit on the sofa or something. Him on one end, her on the other.
Yeah?
Well, then he goes to carefully, little at a time, scooching down to where he's within reaching distance of the girl.
Sonny Drysdale gonna do that to me?
He might. And when he does, that's when a girl has got to be careful.
Don't you worry, Paul. If that rascal goes to reaching for my candy, I'll knock him clean off of that sofa.
Sonny, are you decent?
Not me. Devil.
Come in.
Sonny, you're beautiful.
Mother! Girls are beautiful. Boys are handsome. Dashing. Debonair. You're right. I'm beautiful.
Well, I just spoke to Jed Clampett. He's expecting you to call this afternoon. Maybe take Ellie Mae for a drive. And tomorrow, they're expecting you for Thanksgiving dinner.
2 days? Gee, stepdad, no girl has ever been exposed to me for 2 consecutive days. Well, it may be unleashing forces too powerful to control.
What if the kind of girl gets serious about Sonny?
Well, we'll celebrate with the finest champagne money can buy.
Oh, no, my baby's not ready for marriage.
Margaret, he's 35 years old.
I am not. I was a leap year baby.
No, I don't know this nonsense. Now, you climb into that expensive sports car I bought you and go calling on that girl, or so help me out.
Children, please. Sonny has never been exposed to violence. Even when he was born, I gave the doctor strict orders that he was not to be spanked.
Well, it's not too late to start. Now, are you going or aren't?
I'm going. I am going.
You want me to go along?
No, Mother dear.
Me?
Yes, you. Does that weird-looking vehicle belong to you?
No, sir.
Can you move it?
I reckon so.
Please do. It completely spoils the effect of my imported 190.
What should I do with it?
Oh, I don't care. Just get it out of sight. Hide it somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Sonny Drysdale to see Miss Clampett.
Oh, come in, come in.
What you doing, Jethro?
Trying to find out how to drive this thing.
What for? Whose is it?
Sonny Drysdale. He asked me to get it out of sight for him.
All right. This kind of surprise alley. Where do you say put it?
Well, he just said hide it somewheres.
Yeah, let's accommodate him. You take the front end, I'll take the back. We'll put it back to them bushes yonder.
Okay.
Is he towing a box of candy, Granny?
He sure is, honey. All tied up with ribbon. Oh, Ellie. Child, you are just beautiful. Shall I sprinkle some vanilla extract on you? That? No, I better not. Sometimes that drives them wild. I didn't get to talk to you about courting and sparking.
Oh, that's all right, Gran. Pa told me.
Oh, all right, now you follow me. Don't be nervous. Here she is, Mr. Drysdale.
Thank you. You're beautiful. Divine.
Never mind me. Say something nice to her.
Hold it just a moment. What a vision you are. What a picture you make. From your golden hair down to your...
It's that for me?
Yes, it is.
Bet y'all can guess what it is.
Try.
It's something sweet.
Exquisitely sweet.
Something yummy.
The yummiest.
Something all girls like.
You guessed it, it's me. You can sleep with it under your pillow.
You want to come into the parlor?
What are we going to do in there?
Talk about the birds and the bees.
Well, Scooby Doo. You peasant girls don't beat around the bush. Miss Clampett, my lips long to taste your lovely hand.
Why did you throw him?
That rascal was fixing to bite me.
Stick to him.
My car, where is it? Oh, it did good, ain't it? Ain't nobody can find where we put it.
Big oaf, I'll destroy you.
Mother! Mother! Who was that? Sonny Drysdale. Mother!
Mean critter, Jed.
Yeah, Paul, he bites.
I did him a favor, and he commenced to hitting me.
I claim us Clampetts have been insulted by the Drysdales. Let's go feud them.
Now.
Why, we could whoop them with one hand tied behind us.
We ain't got no cause to whoop 'em, Granny.
No cause. Why, just yesterday I went over there to the Drysdales to borrow a cup of possum fat. And that butler fella that lives over there, he says to me, you wouldn't pull my leg, would you? And I said, well, one good turn deserves another. Stick it up here and I'll give it a yank. And do you know that he slammed the door right in my face? Let's go.
Now, hold on. Now, we're all going to calm down. Go next door, talk to Mr. Drysdale. We'll straighten this whole thing out. Come on.
There. Mother's baby is going to be all right. Was it just a dreadful experience, darling?
Dreadful.
Margaret, Buddy, Clampetts are here.
They followed me.
Come in.
Where's Sonny?
Here I am.
Well, we've straightened out the misunderstanding, and now these people have something they want to say.
Well, Sonny, I reckon this is all my fault. I'm sorry I wasn't to the door like a proper paw had ought to been.
I'm sorry I throwed you, Sonny. And I sure do thank you for that nice picture you gave me.
And I'm sorry you hurt your hand hitting me, Sonny.
And me and Jethro was sorry that we hid the automobile. We towed it back over and set it down in front of your house.
Well, I can't think of nothing I'm sorry for. But we sure would be proud to have you all come and take Thanksgiving victuals with us.
Sonny and I wouldn't think
Of passing up an invitation like that. We'll be there, all of us.
Let us say grace. We sure have got a lot to be thankful for, Lord. We got good health, good neighbors, good food. Jethro's going to school. Ellie's got a feller. I guess everything is just about fine, and we sure do thank you. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Well, Jethro, hand out the pot passers and the meat stabbers. Let's get at it.
Debbie's on drumstick.
I declare, Ellie, that's the prettiest bunch of feed sacks Pearl ever sent us.
Sure is, Granny.
There ain't a family in Beverly Hills gonna have fancier underwear than us. The main thing about feed sacks is knowing how long to boil them. You gotta boil out the printing, but not the color. I'd say these are done to a turn.
Hot dog, how soon can I eat?
They ain't for eating, they for wearing. Now, Ellie, you dip them out and wring them. Jethro, you come outside and pick out your pattern.
Oh, pattern for what?
New drawers.
Ellie Mae, where's Granny?
Oh, she's out back hanging up clothes, pal.
My doggers, I'm pleased to see you taking an interest in kitchen work.
Well, thank you, pal. Excuse me.
Good thing that girl is pretty. Her cooking is pitiful.
Ellie, I kind of favored these barley sacks for you and me. It's a pretty piece, and the goods has a real expensive feel to it.
Granny, there's some new neighbors moving in on the first side. Let's all go over there and tell them howdy and make them feel welcome.
You and me can help them unload and settle in.
Yeah, and take us some hot bills.
Well, no, let's just get acquainted first. See what they need.
Well, come on, Granny.
I ain't wasting no more of my time trying to be friendly to those snooty Beverly Hills people.
Well, Granny, we ain't met them yet. We don't know that they snooty.
They's rich, ain't they?
Appear to be.
Well, then they snooty.
Well, Uncle Jed's rich, and he ain't snooty.
You pick out a pattern.
Granny, I don't hardly think that it's right for us to judge a woman without...
A woman? Is that who's moving in?
Well, I seen one come out of the house and get into a big limousine.
Take me around back, you jerk. I can't knock on the front door of a mansion like this and ask to use the phone.
I am not employed to drive servants to servants' entrances.
Oh, come on, Reg, and knock off the protocol. My feet are killing me, and I've only got one day to fix the house for Mrs. Carrington.
You're the housekeeper. That's your problem.
Okay, you cab stand reject. You've been asking for this. Climb out and get him up.
Save your threats, Agnes. I do not scare easily.
Listen, Reg, how'd you like to take me for a drive tonight? We can park on Mulholland and,
Okay, get in. I don't scare easily, but that did it.
Big limousine just pulled around the house. Must be that new neighbor woman.
Yeah, that's her, all right. She's headed for the back door.
Good. Ellie, you go get Duke. We'll give her a big Beverly Hills welcome.
Beverly Hills welcome?
I'll slam the door in her face and Ellie'll sick the dog on her.
Howdy, ma'am.
How do you do? I'm sorry to bother you. I'm opening the house next door and the phone isn't connected yet. Could I use yours, please?
Why, you betcha. Yonder it is. Help yourself.
Thank you so much.
Jed, did I hear her say please?
Please and thank you. By the way, ma'am, we is the Clampetts. This here is Granny, and I'm Jed.
Well, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Just call me Aggie. I've got to phone the market. There isn't a bite of food in the house.
Oh, we'd be pleased to share victuals with you.
Share what?
Victuals, food. We'd be glad to fetch something over to you. I know that it's a chore to cook on moving day.
Oh, well, that's awfully nice of you, but I love to cook, as you can see. Believe me, after cleaning a big house all day, cooking is fun.
You clean the house?
Morning till night. But a little honest work never hurt anybody. Market, I'd like you to send over an order and charge it to Mrs. Philip Brentwood Carrington III. Like 2 loaves of white bread.
Ready? I think you gotta admit that Mrs. Philip Brentwood Carrington III ain't your average run-of-the-mill, everyday rich Beverly Hills society woman.
Yeah, a grand name like that. And she says, just call me Aggie.
Morning, Jethro.
Greetings, dear boy.
Howdy.
Oh, why so glum?
I was hoping the new neighbor'd have a pretty maid, but I didn't see one.
Jethro, did I hear you say something about a new neighbor?
Yes, sir, Mr. Drysdale. She's just settling in. The moving man told me her name was Mrs. Philip Brentwood Carrington III.
Carrington. Carrington. See, that name rings a bell.
Jethro, if you are lonesome for feminine companionship, come to my place this evening.
Do you have a pretty maid?
I got it. Carrington. Mrs. Philip B. Widow. Financial rating AAA. Between 23 and 24.
So young.
What young? That's how many millions he's got.
Well, how old a woman is she?
Who cares? With that kind of money, she's in the prime of her life.
Oh, hi, folks.
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Excuse me a minute. I want to wave goodbye to Miss Carrington.
What?
Bye, Aggie. Hurry back.
That was Mrs. Philip B. Carrington III?
Yep, but she asked us to call her Aggie. Awful nice woman. Come on in.
Chief, you're trembling.
Romance does that to me.
Romance?
Jed and Mrs. Carrington. They're perfectly mated. 50 million and 24 million. Oh, marriages like that are made in Fort Knox.
That's heaven.
It must be.
When may I have something to eat?
When the market delivers the groceries.
But I'm famished.
So go pick them up.
I am not employed to do marketing.
Look, Field Marshal, I can't cook them if I ain't got them, right?
You're splashing my boots. How can Mrs. Carrington abide such a slovenly domestic?
Oh, you ought to see the domestics next door. A cook and a caretaker straight out of Tobacco Road. He hasn't shaved in a week and she wears army shoes.
You should apply for work there. You'd fit right in.
Raj, why don't we stop this bickering? Why don't we just step outside and settle this man to man?
Well, for one thing, we're a man short.
Fake it. Don't get run over by a shopping cart, Tarzan.
Howdy, Aggie.
Granny, come on in.
Thank you. Did your groceries come yet?
No, the chauffeur just went to pick them up.
Well, I brought you a little treat. Some clam chowder.
Clam chowder?
No, Clem. He was our goat. Got mean and I made soup out of him.
Yeah. Thanks.
Go ahead and eat some if you want to.
No. I'll wait for the chauffeur. He's hungry, too.
Fine woman, Aggie. I like you.
Well, thank you, Granny. Come on and sit down.
No. You're busy with your scrubbing. Can I help you?
Oh, no. No, I'll get it done. Come on right over here and sit down. Oh, my dogs are killing me. Ah.
A woman with a big mansion like this and all them millions, I'm surprised that you ain't got 4 or 5 scrub women and maids a-helping you.
Mrs. Philip Brentwood Carrington III does not throw her money around recklessly.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Jed feels the same way.
Jed?
My son-in-law. You met him this morning.
Oh, the fellow with the,
That's him. The good-looking one.
Yeah.
He's a widower, you know.
Really?
Hard worker, just like you. Morning till night taking care of that big place. You can't hardly find a man like Jed no more.
Not in Beverly Hills.
I hear you're a widow.
Yeah. Where'd you hear that?
Mr. Drysdale. Oh, he says he knows all about you. Says you're a fine woman.
Well, who is he? What's he do?
He's a bank president. He's over to our house a lot. Comes over to talk with Jed about all of his millions. You ought to get better acquainted with Jed. He's a fine catch. That man can do anything. Pick a squirrel out of a tree at 200 yards. Put an edge on a plow that would cut through a hickory root. Plays the harmonica. Makes his shoes.
Sounds like a real winner.
Come on over and get acquainted.
Oh, I'd like to, but I gotta... Oh, my back is killing me.
Rheumatiz?
Well, something like that.
You come on over, honey. I got some medicine that'll fix you up. Make it myself.
Is it any good?
Good. I've had rheumatiz for 40 years. Loved every minute of it.
Well, Miss Hathaway, what's the news? How is that flaming romance coming along?
What flaming romance?
Jed Clampett and Mrs. Carrington. We've got to keep that affair at white heat.
Chief, she came over to use the telephone.
Right. And we mustn't let it cool down. By George, I've got a great idea. Let's have the wedding here in the bank.
Wedding?
Yes, they can be married in the vault. Or better, or worse. Or richer, or richer.
Get a hold of yourself.
Oh, excuse me. I'm an incurable romantic.
The fact is, we don't even know what Mrs. Carrington looks like.
Well, she's beautiful. Terrific figure.
You know.
I've got her picture right here.
That is a financial report.
Yeah. Isn't she lovely? Look at that cash on hand. What a figure.
Chief, I'm becoming seriously concerned about you. Your obsession with money is reaching psychotic proportions.
And look at those tax-free municipal. Chief. And of course, after they're married, we'll get some great tax benefits from...
Chief! You need professional help.
Okay. Hire anyone you need. I want the biggest wedding in town. Now, in the meantime, you go on up there and you start playing Cupid. If you can get those two married, by the time we post statements on Friday, there'll be a big bonus in it.
I don't want a bonus.
I'm not offering you one. The bonus is for me. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be up there promoting the romance of the century.
I would hardly call the mercenary matching of Mr. Clampett and Mrs. Carrington romance.
No. Well, what's your idea of romance?
Romeo and Juliet, Tristan and Isolde, Venus and Adonis, Heloise and Abelard.
Baloney. I'll bet Clampett and Carrington have got more money than all of them put together.
Oh, this is getting worse. Please, let me call a psychiatrist.
What for?
Two people can have all the money in the world and still not be happy.
I think you'd better call a psychiatrist. You're cracking up. First, drive me to the Clampetts. We've got to keep fanning those flames of love.
You don't know the meaning of the word. If people are in love, they can be deliriously, ecstatically happy without a penny to their name.
I'll drive. You lie down in the back seat.
No trace of that goat, Granny, but he'll probably turn up around supper time.
You can bet on it. Sit down. I want to talk to you.
What about?
About that fine, big, strapping, hard-working, rich widow woman that moved in next door to us.
Granny, you ain't going to commence matchmaking again, are you?
Of course not. She can have her pick of any man in Beverly Hills.
Then let her do the picking.
She'll get snapped up quick enough. A woman like Ms. Philip Brentwood Carrington III don't have to beat the bushes with no stick to get herself a husband.
Who you pouring that for?
Oh, that's for Miss Carrington. I think she's going to drop over.
She will if she drinks that. Guess she'll lay there for a spell.
Hi there. Well, Aggie, Jed was just talking about you dropping over.
Howdy, man.
Don't let me interrupt anything.
Oh, no. Jed was just leaving to go upstairs and shave and change his clothes. Ain't you, Jed?
Well, I reckon I am. Excuse me, ladies.
I thought I'd give that rheumatism medicine a try.
It's right here. Sit down. Well, what do you think about Jed? Handsome devil, ain't he?
Well, he's all right if you like that rugged type.
You will. You will.
Bring the flowers and candy, will you? I've got the jewelry and perfume.
Chief, may I point out that Mr. Clampett may resent your implication that he doesn't know how to court a woman?
Well, he doesn't. Not a woman like Mrs. Philip Brentwood Carrington III. She's used to being showered with gifts and attention. We've got to get those two lovebirds to the altar before estimated tax returns are due.
I suppose the ceremony will be performed by a CPA.
Can they do that?
Hi, folks. Come on in.
Thank you.
There, I see you're wearing your Sunday best. Are you planning to call on Mrs. Carrington?
Oh, as a matter of fact, she's sitting out in the kitchen jawing with Granny.
Oh, good.
What's all this?
Flowers and candy?
Who first?
I think I'd better let Mr. Drysdale explain that.
Well, actually, they're for you, Mr. Clampett.
Me?
Yes, Mr. Drysdale. You see, here in the city, things move at a faster pace than you used to back in the hills. Now, back there, if you liked someone, you'd probably invite them to take a walk on Sunday afternoon, shoot them a rabbit or something. But out here, you have to shower them with gifts and attention. Now, in addition to the flowers and candy, I've taken the liberty of picking this out for you. Beautiful.
Right.
Oh, and some perfume.
Mr. Drysdale.
Yes.
Just shoot me a rabbit.
Mr. Clampett, these aren't for you. These are for you to give to Mrs. Carrington.
What for?
Well, you like her, don't you?
Don't know her.
Well, let me tell you about her. Oh, what a lovely woman. She's got everything. Wealth, culture, breeding, education, money. Lots of money. Beauty, sophistication. A princess, Mr. Clampett. A veritable princess.
How's your back?
What back? Oh, mine. Oh, it's great. You know, you're right about this stuff. It makes having rheumatism a ball.
Just sip it, honey. Don't gulp it.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to Jet. Would you like to step out with him tonight?
No, thanks.
Gulp it.
Gee, that's beautiful material. That reminds me of Hawaii. I used to have a moo-moo like this.
A what?
A moo-moo.
Go back to sipping, honey. There ain't no cows this color.
I tell you, Mr. Clampett, if I weren't a married man, I'd be in that kitchen on my knees, asking that remarkable little woman to be my bride.
You talking about Aggie or Granny?
I'm talking about Aggie. Why, she was the toast of Europe. Every man in Paris was after her.
No offense, but they must have been kind of short of women.
Would you like to wait in the car?
No, I'm enjoying this tremendously.
Now, Mr. Clampett, think of your daughter, Ellie. Think how wonderful it would be to have a mother like Mrs. Carrington. Who could teach her the social graces? Mold that child in her own image. Why, in a little while, Ellie would be just like her. Sweet, refined, a perfect little lady.
I better fetch Jim. You've had enough of this. Get yourself some buttermilk from the icebox.
Buttermilk around the icebox. Flowers.
No. Wait. Just give her these. It could be the start of a beautiful account. Courtship. Friendship.
Mr. Drysdale, I thought Granny was a matchmaker, but you take the rag off in the bush.
Jed, where are you going?
I'm going upstairs and lock myself in my room. It ain't safe to be single around here.
But Aggie's waiting for you in the kitchen, and she ain't gonna keep you well.
Who are you? I'm Milburn Drysdale.
Milby, baby, I'm your Aggie.
These gifts.
Oh, that's awful sweet of you, honey. But let's hula lean.
Agnes, you are to come home immediately. Mrs. Carrington just arrived.
Who?
Oh, moneybags to go peddle her papayas. I have just snagged me a rich banker.
I'll never know what he sees in that woman.
It's gonna be hard to break the news to Miss Drysdale. Where are you going, Paul's court derby?
I'm going to pick up my sweetie, that's where.
What, sweetie?
Miss Drysdale's pretty new maid, Linda Curry. She is crazy mad in love with me.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, she is. And when we come back to Spark and Spoon in the parlor, I'd appreciate it if you and Arnie were missing.
You couldn't get her in the parlor with a team of mules.
Is that so? Well, it just so happens it was her idea.
To sit in the parlor with you?
That's right. She says that I have got something that none of her other fellas has got.
He's got color television, and I don't want to miss that game tonight. The Rams are playing the Packers.
But how can you stand Jethro for a whole evening?
I don't even know Jethro's in the same room. Billy Munson's starting at quarterback. Oh, is he dreamy?
Nah, you can keep those fancy Dan quarterbacks. Give me those linemen. Pow, boom, boom, boom. Hey, how about me coming along?
I don't know. Jethro thinks this is a regular date. It might be... Wait a minute. Mr. Drysdale's going to be out tonight. Can't you watch it here?
Oh, I could if old tight fingers would break down and buy a new set.
What's the matter? Doesn't the old one work?
Yeah, it works all right, but let's face it. Football just isn't football on a 3-inch screen. Especially those round ones.
There's my date.
Listen now, maybe I could drop over a little later, huh?
Well, okay. The television's in what they call the parlor.
Who's this fella coming to court Ellie?
Well, Ellie ain't using the parlor tonight, Granny. It's Jethro.
Jethro?
Yeah, he's bringing his sweetie over.
Well, why don't they sit in her parlor?
Well, probably because she ain't got one. She's Miss Drysdale's new maid.
I'll take these back to the kitchen. When there's riddles around, Jethro will forget all about the girl.
Not this girl, Granny. I heard tell she's mighty pretty, and Jethro is head over heels falling down glassy-eyed in love with her.
Heaven help us. When that boy's around a pretty girl, he plumb loses what little sense he's got.
Does seem to rattle him a mite.
Well, here we are.
Let's not waste time out here, Jethro. Lead me to that parlor.
Hot dog! Excuse us. We'd like to be alone. Forgot my girl.
See what I mean?
He just ain't to be believed. Easy now, easy.
Don't drag her.
It's all right. I'm in a bigger hurry than he is. Sit here, shall we?
Okay.
Oh, would you dim the lights first?
Yes, ma'am.
Then hurry, Jethro.
I will.
It's almost time for the game.
Well, what game is that? Post office or spin the bottle?
Rams and Packers.
Well, I don't know much about that one, but if it's got kissing in it, I'll learn it.
It's football, Jethro.
You want to play football?
Oh, no, I just want to watch.
Well, gee whiz, I'd rather we played something together.
The football game is on television. Now, we can sit here and watch it.
Watch television?
Yes.
Jed, that girl has been alone in the parlor with Jethro for pretty near an hour. Maybe I better go see if she needs some help.
Now, Granny, Jethro's a proper boy.
It ain't that. It's to help her stay awake. Being alone with Jethro is about as exciting as watching ice melt.
Well, now, maybe his getting smarter has caught up with his getting bigger.
Excuse me, could I please have a glass of water?
You bet. We got a pitcher right here in the icebox.
What's the matter, honey? Did you fall asleep?
Fall asleep? This is the most thrilling and exciting evening I've ever had.
It is?
Yes, and it's only half over.
Am I in time for the second half?
You sure are, Marie. Say, you don't mind if she joins us, do you?
Well, no, it's all right with Jethro.
Oh, he's being such a sweetheart. Come on, Marie.
I invited a couple of friends. Come on, girls.
There's gonna be 4 of you?
Oh, it's all right. There are 2 sofas. Come on.
Hey, Linda, would you look over here, please? I'm fixing to do myself in.
No, Jethro, don't do it.
Sorry, Ellie. It's too late to stop me.
But you'll get all these toes and stuff rusty.
You women are all alike. You don't care nothing about a fella having a busted heart. Hand me that paper over yonder. I'm going to cut you out of my will.
What'd you leave me?
My 4-bladed pocket knife.
Hey!
Come back here. Doggone women, anyhow. Hey, Linda, are you going to watch me or ain't you?
I've been hollering, boy. Granny wants you to come in and eat now. What in the blue blazes?
Done at my last meal, Uncle Jed. I'm just getting ready to push all this stuff into the cement pond.
What for?
I aim to break Linda's heart like she broke mine.
This stuff belong to her?
No, sir, it belongs to you and Granny.
Well, then I don't believe I'd be shoving it in the pond.
You don't understand. I'm going to that big court and parlor in the sky.
You get this stuff rusty and you're going to that little woodshed out back. Besides, with these ropes tied on, you're going to get pulled in yourself.
That's the whole idea. I got nothing to live for.
You had 4 women fighting to get in the parlor with you last night and you got nothing to live for?
All they wanted to do was watch the football game on television.
Linda, too?
She was the worst of all. She acted like I wasn't even there. She'll change her tune when I drown myself. Boy, I can hardly wait. She'll come tearing through that hedge, wailing and bellowing, throw herself on my lifeless body, smother me with kisses, beg me to love her. Boy, am I going to enjoy that. Here I go, Linda!
That's wrong.
Yeah, Uncle Jed, what?
How are you going to enjoy anything when you're drowned?
Pretty near made a mistake, didn't I? Doggone it, Uncle Jed, what am I going to do? I'm crazy mad in love with Linda, and all she cares about is football players.
Well, then be one. I'll tell you what, Jethro. You get the uniforms, and I'll call Mr. Drysdale. Between him and Miss Jane, they know just about everything.
You reckon that'll get Linda to like me?
Well, I'd say it's got a better chance than sitting on the bottom of the pond hitched up to a half a ton of scrap iron.
What do you suppose brought about the Clampetts' sudden interest in football?
Who cares? It's a wonderful game, and something they can't get back in the hills. Now, we've got to turn them into real fans.
These are excellent books on the subject.
Forget it. They've got to have someone who's played the game to explain football.
I didn't realize. Where did you play?
Michigan, Minnesota.
Really?
Yep. There was a vacant lot in the corner of Michigan and Minnesota.
Well, howdy there. Come in.
Nice to see you.
Mighty nice of you to come over.
Oh, our pleasure. You know, I'm delighted to hear that you're interested in football.
Yes, it's a wonderful sport.
Well, Jethro's the one that's all stoked up over it, but the rest of us would be obliged if you'd learn us too.
Oh, no trick at all.
Granny's out in the kitchen.
Now, let's get out there with the old pigskin.
Mr. Drysdale, I wouldn't call her that to her face.
Yeah?
Greetings, Granny, Ellie Mae.
Mr. Drysdale's going to learn us how to play football.
You play, Mr. Drysdale?
Well, not anymore, but at one time I was known as the Iron Man of Michigan.
And Minnesota.
Now, suppose Miss Hathaway is the quarterback. Now, I am the running halfback. Now, slap the old pigskin right in the breadbasket.
That was Danny. What do you do now? Pick up the ball?
Your sacroiliac again?
Yes. Get me home quick before Granny tries to doctor me.
Heard you back, Mr. Drysdale?
Now, I walk this way to keep the rain out of my face.
Mr. Drysdale.
What?
Do you like ice hockey?
I love it, but I don't feel like playing right now.
But, sir.
What?
There's a marvelous hockey game on television tonight. Color television.
So?
So, I thought maybe you'd like to have a color set. They're dirt cheap right now.
They make them in a 3-inch screen?
No, but you can get a 21-inch for $400.
400? Oh! That fixed my back. Saved me a doctor bill.
How about that color set?
Do you really want one?
Yes.
Okay. You go right ahead and order one.
Oh, Mr. Drysdale, I don't know how I'll ever repay you.
$10 a week.
27, 63, 49, 27, 23, 38,
Jethro.
39,
Boy.
42.
Jethro!
Yeah, Jed, what?
You have to do all that ciphering?
I ain't ciphering. I'm calling signals. When I'm done, you hand me the ball.
Here, you're done.
You don't hand it to me like that. You pass it to me, twixt your legs, like I showed you.
Oh, I believe I'll skip that. This get-up is kind of binding on me as it is. Every time I lean over, my hat falls off.
Your hat, Uncle Jed, it's your helmet. Now, come on, let's try it again.
Well, here comes the rest of the team. Let's wait for them.
Linda's probably watching.
If I let go of these pants, the whole neighborhood will be watching.
Speaking of Linda, yonder she comes through the head.
Hot dog. Now I can show her some fancy running and catching. Uncle Jed, you send her the ball to Granny. Granny, you give it to Ellie. Ellie, you throw it to me when I get down there near Linda.
37-52. Here, Granny.
23 skidoo. Take it, Ellie.
Watch you catch the ball. Bring it, Ellie!
Watch out, boy. You're headed for the wall.
Jethro, are you all right?
Huh? Well, yeah, I think so.
Jethro, can I come over and see you tonight?
Oh, you ain't gonna watch football on television, are you?
No. No, word of honor.
Okay, then you can come.
Oh, thank you.
By golly, the boy was right. These football uniforms sure get the women.
Wait, Jed. Why don't you take a little walk around the neighborhood in yourn? Well, I'll be making fudge and popcorn anyway. Jed, do you know that Jethro went to pick up that girl wearing his full football get-up?
Yeah, I spoke to him about that, but it seems that the girl is uncommon fond of it, so he ain't taking no chances.
What's he gonna do, wear it till he gets married?
Of course not. After tonight, the girl gets to know Jethro, learns all his qualities, find out what he's really like. He might have to keep it on a spell at that.
Well, here we are again.
Yes.
Like me in my uniform, huh?
Oh, yes, Jethro. You're really something.
Thank you. Before we go in the house, want to take a stroll out there on the front lawn?
What have you got in mind?
Well, the moon is nice and bright. You can throw me some passes.
Oh, well, that's real tempting, Jethro, but let's go right into the parlor.
Well, I can't show you much fancy football catching in there.
Jethro, like I told you before, I'm not interested in football tonight.
Awful sorry. But this won't need this anyhow.
No, not tonight.
Forgot your girl again, Jethro?
No, sir, Uncle Jed. I'm going to show Linda my fancy footwork. Hey, Linda, what's this? 26, 18, 32, ha!
Jed, I don't care what Miss Drysdale says. He's got to start courting that girl over to her house.
He is acting like he's a few pickles shy of a barrel.
You reckon that football hat could be pressing on his brain?
I don't hardly see how.
Even that city girl's gonna drop him if he don't get them squirrels out of his attic.
Couldn't stop and went through the window. But I didn't hurt myself, though.
Isn't he marvelous? Come on, Jethro, let's get into that parlor.
Want to come in the kitchen and have some coffee?
No, Granny, I'd best fix that front window.
You can't see to put that glass in there tonight.
I don't aim to. Till Jethro falls out of love, I'm just going to cover it with wax paper.
Jethro, Granny says to come to breakfast.
Don't bother me, Ellie.
But you ain't fixing to drown yourself again.
Yes, I am. I'd appreciate it if you go over next door and make sure Linda's watching.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. I didn't leave that stuff to you.
Then I ain't telling Linda to what.
Again with this nonsense?
It ain't nonsense, Uncle Jed. I aimed to end it all. Hey, Linda, will you look over here?
thought the girl loved you.
Well, that's what I thought, till last night. Turns out she loves hockey players.
What in tarnation is a hockey player?
It's a fellow that goes slipping and sliding on the ice, trying to hit a little old round piece of rubber into a net with a curved stick.
And Linda likes that?
Just crazy about it.
Boy, have you given any serious thought to finding yourself a new girl?
No, sir, Uncle Jed. Linda's the only girl I could ever love.
Jethro.
And if I can't have her, ain't nobody gonna get her.
Jethro.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed, what?
How is drowning yourself gonna keep somebody else from getting her?
Here made another mistake, didn't I?
Real close.
Doggone it, what am I gonna do?
You sure you don't want to try for another girl?
No, sir. I don't love often, but I love deep.
Well, if you're bound and determined it's got to be Linda, and she's partial to hockey players, I reckon you just about got to start hockeying.
What do you suppose switched the Clampetts from football to ice hockey?
Perhaps it was your demonstration of football.
You know, this puck would just about fit in your mouth.
Oh, howdy, folks. Come in, come in. I hate to keep bothering you this way.
Not at all.
Hockey's a fine sport. You'll like it.
Well, it's for Jethro again. He's got himself a uniform. Now he needs to learn the game.
Forget it, Uncle Jed.
What do you mean, forget it? You want the girl to love you, don't you?
Not if I have to wear this. But she can hug and kiss me like crazy, and I'd never even know it. Can't spark in these kind of clothes.
But what girl is Jethro referring to?
Oh, a pretty little thing named Linda, Miss Drysdale's new maid.
What's that about my new maid?
Jethro is enamored of her.
Oh, no, ma'am. He likes her a heap. It's her that don't care shucks about him.
Really? Well, I have a feeling that's going to change.
And then he said if I'd be nice to Jethro, he'd get a 25-inch color set and throw that antique with a 3-inch screen away.
Thank goodness. These things are killing me.
That I haven't agreed to do it yet.
You haven't?
Nope. Told him I wanted to think it over.
Here, put these on while you're thinking.
I'll do it, I'll do it.
Here, Uncle Jed.
What's that?
This here's a combination suicide note, last will and testament, and shopping list. Granny wanted me to go to the market, but I got to do myself in while it's still light enough for Linda to see me.
Come back here.
It's no use, Uncle Jed. There's just no pleasing that girl. One night it's a football player, the next night it's a hockey player. Tonight, who knows?
Now, wait a minute. There must have been something she liked about both of them. Think for a minute. Wasn't there anything they'd done alike?
Yeah. They both done what you call commercials.
Long shot with a limb in the way, but it beats breathing pond water.
You sit down right here. I'm gonna dim the lights.
Are we going to watch television?
No, ma'am.
Well, what have you got in mind?
You'll see. Are you ready?
I think so.
Watch this. How do you like that?
Oh, Jethro, I adore you.
Jed, what's he doing?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. But it's working.
There.
It was wonderful.
I'll do it again.
Sit
Wash 'em good.
Well, I'll be doggone. Look at that little rascal go.
Raccoons is right fond of washing things.
Are you going to teach him to wash regular-sized dishes?
Well, of course I am. Then I won't have to do them.
If you can learn him to wash cars, we can make some money.
Now, youngins, you're going to be walking on eggs today because Granny is in one of her... What in tarnation is...
Well, I'm learning this here raccoon to wash dishes.
Get him out of here, Ellie. Of all days not to rile up Granny, this is it.
Granny might like to have herself a dishwashing critter.
Granny ain't in no mood to like nothing today. She's in one of her cantankerous moods, and she's spoiling for a fight. Now, Ellie Mae, get him outside.
Oh, sorry, Clyde.
Oh, wait a minute. Here she comes. Get him out of sight.
Well, Pearl, hide.
Put him in here, Ellie. It's empty.
You'll be real still and I'll sneak you outside.
Now, everybody mind your own business. Be real quiet. Don't give her nothing to start a scrap about.
Ain't nobody even gonna speak to poor old Granny.
Good morning, Granny.
What's good about it?
Well, the sun is shining and it ain't raining.
What have you got again, rain? You want this whole place to dry up and be a desert? The farmers need rain. What are you, a farmer hater?
No, ma'am.
A lizard lover?
No, ma'am.
Now, what are you? Shh, be quiet. Who you telling to be quiet?
Nobody.
Are you taking his side again me?
No, ma'am.
Are you taking my side again him?
No, ma'am.
Why not? Ain't I right?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Then that makes you on my side.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, get off of it.
Come on, Ellie. I'll help you tote this pot outside.
I'll help too, Ellie.
Just a doggone minute. What's in that pot?
Victuals, Granny.
Then why are you toting them outside?
Well, they's a mite underdone, so we's giving them to the critters.
Not so fast. Who says they's underdone?
I reckon I do.
Well, I say they's just right.
Okay?
Give me that pot. I'm hungry.
Now, Granny, take my word for it. Them victuals ain't cooked enough.
I say they is.
No, they ain't.
Yes, they is.
Well?
I win. They is just right. For a picnic.
When Granny's spoiling for a fight, she's sure gonna have one.
Boy, that's the truth.
I have known that little woman to grow a couple of stalks of cotton just so she could scrap with a boll weevil.
Howdy. Oh, just a minute, I'll ask. Hey, is Granny cooking lice soap?
Yeah, why?
Yes, ma'am, that's what you smell. Yes, ma'am, now you do that. And bye. That's gonna get the fighting out of Granny's system.
What is? Who was that?
Well, that was Mrs. Drysdale. She says that she's gonna throw Granny's soap kettle into the cement pond. Let's go watch the fun, Ellie.
Now, hold on. You young'uns stay here. I'll go see if I can head her off.
Get that vile mess out of here.
Well, Miss Drysdale. What was that you said again, honey?
Get that vile mess out of here.
I thought that's what you said.
Don't stand there making that ridiculous noise. Do as I tell you, or I'll dump it in the pool and you after it.
Keep talking, honey. I want you to have a full head of steam when I tap your boiler.
Mrs. Drysdale.
She's mine, Jed. All mine. Leave her be.
Yeah, but Granny, you don't want to fight her with your sweater on, do you?
No, help me take it off. What are you doing? Unhand me, you ruffian! Bring her back, you promised! Ah, here she is. I demand you release me.
I will, ma'am, as soon as I get you safe on your side of the hedge and get Granny cooled down. Sounds like half my work is done.
Mrs. Drysdale,
Where is that miserable money-grubbing peasant?
I refuse to recognize my employer by that odious appellation.
Oh, everybody is against me. I have to fight alone to save Beverly Hills from the blight of those barbarians. Where is Milburn?
Mr. Drysdale is flying to San Francisco. He tried to call you, but you were next door at the Clampetts.
Yes, being abused, humiliated, and manhandled.
Manhandled? By whom?
Mr. Clampett. He grabbed me in the most savage manner and literally dragged me like a caveman. My arms still ache from his brutal assault.
Mrs. Drysdale, Mr. Clampett may be rough in appearance, but he's the very essence of a gentleman, the soul of chivalry.
He is the essence of uncouth behavior and the soul of depravity.
You hear what happened at his studio when an overzealous actress threw herself at him?
I certainly did not. And it all sounds terribly sordid. What happened?
Well, he found out that she was a married woman. And his sense of honor is so great that he refuses to go near his own studio so long as she's there.
Really? Miss Hathaway, I've been quite shaken by my ordeal. Might I have some tea?
Of course. Sit down. I'll prepare it immediately.
Marie, please see that my new Paris creation is pressed. And summon my beautician and masseurs. Oh, and Marie, I want to borrow some of that perfume that you find so devastatingly irresistible to men. No, it is not for Mr. Drysdale. I'm going to throw myself at Mr. Clampett. What? Of course I'm able to drive home myself.
What?
She's took to bed with double pneumonia and pond water poisoning.
She never even got good and wet before I got her out of that pond.
Well, come on, Paul. She's about to breathe her life.
Granny's just trying to get back at me for spoiling her scrap with Miss Drysdale.
Ellie! You hear that, Paul? She's terrible sick. She says her time has come and she wants her family around when she goes. Jethro! Hurry, Paul, hurry! Where's coming,
Ellie, ain't your pa coming?
I'm right here, Granny.
Ellie, if he gets here too late, give him a dying message for me.
I'm right here.
Tell him I forgive him for taking Miss Drysdale's side agin me.
I didn't do that.
Tell him I forgive him for tying my arms down and throwing me in the cement pond to drown.
Granny, you fell in. I pulled you out.
Tell him he got his wish. I died from a broken heart.
I thought it was double pneumonia.
Tell him don't waste no money on a pine box. Just throw together some scrap wood and dump me in. Granny, don't say those things.
Careful, Ellie. You'll catch pond water poison. Besides, I got to measure your Granny for her box. Let's see now. We got a couple of old egg crates down in the basement. Reckon they do. Uh-oh. No. Afraid not. Ellie, reckon your Granny would mind getting put away kind of doubled up?
Granny, don't listen to him. It's all right, child. I'm too weak to hear him. I'm breathing my last feeble breath.
Uncle Jed! And guess who's downstairs waiting for you? All gussied up and sweet smelling, too. Mrs. Drysdale.
Who?
Mrs. Drysdale!
Why, that fat old stone hen, let me...
Lay back down. You're dying.
I'm dying to belt her one. Let me in.
Hold her down, young'un.
Steady, steady. All you have to do is flirt with him. Surely it's worth that to get him to move. But suppose he doesn't retreat from your advances. What? Oh, rubbish. If he retreated from a glamorous movie actress, he'll surely retreat from me. You're playing with dynamite. Listen, to get these peasants to move, I danced the Watusi with a keg of nitroglycerin.
Who are you talking to, Miss Drysdale?
Oh, Mr. Clampett. I suppose you think it's terribly bold and daring of me to come over here alone like this.
Oh, no, not at all. Granny's safe up in her bedroom, and the young'uns is up there watching her.
It isn't Granny I'm afraid of. It's myself, my feelings, the emotions that are raging inside of me.
Oh, forget it, Miss Drysdale. Even if you was to tangle with Granny, you couldn't hurt her. She's little, but she's wiry.
I have no intention of tangling with Granny. The only entanglement I fear is you and me.
Well, Drysdale, I wouldn't hurt you for the world.
That's a let go, Granny. You'll go down and fall Miss Drysdale. Oh, I'm failing away again. I'm breathing my last. Ellie Mae, quick. Run down and fetch my tonic. Maybe I can hang on a mite longer. Listen, Granny. Oh, Jethro. Open them doors so I can see the sky and the trees when I go.
Well, where are you going?
Fixing to cross the River Jordan.
In your night clothes?
I'm leaving this vale of tears. I'm going to join the angels.
Well, they's done better than Dodgers.
I'm dying, you big lummox!
No, you ain't, Granny. You'll feel fine just as soon as Ellie fetches your tonic for you.
She'll get the wrong bottle. She ain't smart like you, Jethro.
Shucks, she ain't had education like me.
I should have sent you. You'd have got the right bottle, 'cause you're smart.
That's true.
Hurry. Stop Ellie from getting the wrong bottle.
Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Whilst I'm gone, who's to stop you from going downstairs and whopping Mrs. Drysdale?
Well, a smart boy like you knows how to stop me from doing that, Jethro.
I do?
Of course. We'll lock the door so I can't get out.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You go on outside, and I'll lock the door.
Hey, now, don't think you can trick me now, Granny. I'll be out there listening to hear you turn that key.
You're the smart one, Jethro. Did you hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now then, Mrs. Drysdale.
I was right. I just figured out if you could lock that door from the inside, you could unlock it, too.
You and your education. Let me out of here. Let me out of here.
Come on, Granny. You're going back to bed.
Do you? Have you guessed what it is I've been trying to tell you?
No, ma'am.
Can't you tell just by looking at me?
Afraid not.
Then I must tell you, this burden is more than I can carry alone. It weighs too heavily on me. I can hide it no longer. I'm infatuated.
Well, shucks, ma'am. If that's all that's been bothering you, forget it. You're just pleasantly plump.
Could we sit down?
You betcha. That's a ticket. There you are.
Oh, don't let go, please.
Oh, Miss Drysdale, don't worry. This bench will hold your weight and then some. There, you see? Now I'll just drag up this chair.
Can't you sit here beside me?
Of course, you don't take up more than half. There. Now you feel better?
I'd feel much better if you could put your arm around me.
Miss Drysdale, I could put my arm around you and have half of it left over. You've got to stop worrying about being fat. There, you city women fret more about extra pound here and there.
Mr. Clampett, Jed, I've been trying to tell you something in a subtle manner, and I'm getting nowhere with it. Very well. I'll show you how I feel. Now, do you know what I've been talking about?
I do for a fact. You're plumb shutting off the blood to my leg.
Please come down and cook some victuals. I'm starving. Hey, look here. I done took 3 hitches in my rope.
I told you, I ain't stirring out of this chair until your Uncle Jed comes in here and answers me some questions.
Like what, Granny?
Like the hanky-panky that's going on betwixt you and Miss Drysdale. And Jethro, leave the room.
Oh, Granny. I don't know what hanky-panky you're talking about, and Jethro, stay here.
Thank you, Uncle Jed.
I'm talking about the hanky-panky that went on downstairs and I had to be locked in upstairs not to see, and Jethro, leave the room.
Oh, Granny. You was locked in upstairs so you wouldn't go downstairs and whomp that poor woman, and Jethro, stay here.
Thank you, Uncle Jed.
Then why did she come to see you all gussied up and smelling of perfume, and Jethro, leave the room?
Oh, Granny. Miss Drysdale come here to unburden her mind to me about something, and Jethro, leave the room.
Thank you, Uncle Jed. Leave?
Leave? I ain't even sure I ought to tell Granny about Miss Drysdale's problem, but I know she'll pester me till I do.
I'll pester you, too. Out. Out. Like a little kid that doesn't know the score. I done graduated the 6th grade.
Now, Jed, what's Miss Drysdale's problem?
Well, Granny, she thinks she's a mite overweight.
A mite overweight. To tell me that you sent Jethro out of the room?
Well, you know him and his big mouth.
And to tell you that Miss Drysdale got dressed to the nines and pickled in perfume?
That's the truth, Granny.
Who do you think you're greening, Jed? Has that woman took a shine to you?
Granny.
Don't you granny me. I remember you when you was the lady killer of Cass County.
Granny, that was 25 years ago.
It was only 2 days ago that movie actress throwed herself at you. You had it then and you got it now. And I want to know what you're doing with it.
Miss Drysdale's waiting downstairs to see you again, and smelling sweeter than ever, too.
Nothing but twixt you, huh? Well, if you won't talk, I'll wring it out of her.
Grab her, Jethro.
What do you want me to do with her?
Keep her in a rocking chair till I get back.
I'm through with hints and subtleties. I must tell you how I feel.
Jethro, you're much too smart to waste your time holding me like this.
I am?
Of course. A smart boy like you would figure out how to tie me in this chair with a piece of rope.
Well, I ain't got no rope.
Smart boy like you would figure out how to use that rope around your waist.
But yeah, I could do that.
You're so much smarter than Ellie Mae, it ain't even close.
Shucks, she ain't had education like me.
See you later, Brain.
Please, get a hold of yourself.
Nothing betwixt you, huh? You're right. Ain't room for nothing. Yes, darling. Come back. Come on. Cass County killer is at it again.
Mr. Drysdale. Mr. Drysdale, I gotta see you. What happened was my fault, Mr. Drysdale. Now, please don't blame your wife. She's a fine woman. And don't worry, we's moving back to the hills. I just thought I'd come by and give you a chance to satisfy your honor.
Mr. Drysdale isn't here. We're quite alone, Mr. Clampett. Now, if you'll please...
Stand back, Miss Jane, for your own safety.
What do you mean?
Something I thought was buried 25 years ago in Cass County has showed up to haunt me.
Mr. Clampett.
Please, please, I can't go through all that again. First that movie actress, then Miss Drysdale, now you.
Wait a minute. Suppose you sit down and tell me everything.
Yeah, I reckon I better. It's weighing on me something awful.
Miss Drysdale, you best go home before Jed gets back.
Oh, but I want to help. I'm so grateful to you for moving back to the hills and taking temptation out of my reach.
Burn your loaded, Uncle Jed.
How many critters can you take with me, Paul?
Oh, round up as many as can hang on safe.
Come help me, Jethro.
Oh, Jed, you're back. This is pretty near everything.
Yep. Better have a last look around, Granny.
Well,
I guess this is it, Jed.
Sure is. Hop on, Maggie.
Maggie? Is that one of Ellie Mae's little critters?
No, ma'am. Maggie is all mine.
You mean me?
Sure do, honey bun. Get in the front seat so we can snuggle. It's a long ride back to my cabin.
Your cabin?
Well, now, you didn't think I was going to leave you here, sweetie pie. You being crazy mad for me and all.
Now, wait a minute.
You love it back in Cass County, darling. You can eat all you want. We'd be happy as two hogs in a mud dweller.
Oh, please.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
Don't call me that.
Lover lamb, come back. I thought 25 years was too long.
Ấn gì ấy? À, nó nhận á? Cứ thế mà nhận thôi. Khỏe gì Hiếu, không thành vấn đề với bạn. Hiếu không thành vấn đề với bạn. Anh cực khỏe đấy. Anh biểu diễn Hiếu. Anh biểu diễn Hiếu xem nhá. Từ từ anh lắp cái gì à? Vẫn không thắng được cái này á. Bam. Thằng không thành vấn đề Hiếu ơi, thằng không thành vấn đề. Gặp anh á, anh Phú cho một phát thì nhốt. Đâu Trần Hà Linh đâu, gặp anh Phú chết. Chịu rồi. Đâu, anh vụt mấy thằng này nhá, Hiếu nhá. Mình nhau ác. Lỗ hũ rồi. Ôi ôi. Sắp vào cái thế rồi Hiếu, sắp vào cái thế rồi. Level 9 mà không ra ấy ạ, không ra cái con Rumble ạ. Chấp Rumble ấy. Hơi đen đấy, nhưng mà đen chỗ này mà tự ra 6 con Zinix ạ, chịu ấy. Nó cút rồi Hiếu ạ, nó không thể ăn được bạn đâu, bạn quá khỏe mà. Bây giờ Linh chỉ top 2 thôi, sau anh Vũ. Ô, nó 7 hoa hồng hay gì ấy? À không phải. Bắn bèm. Ui rồi ôi. Chị ơi, con Zinix ung thư quá. 5 phục kích nữa, rồi còn thêm cả cái kia nó bút tốc đánh các thứ nữa, xong. Này, load game này Hiếu, load game đi. Mày kim 3 rồi liên danh à? Xong rồi, không có baby nào bên cạnh thì sao có thể chịu được cái rét quá lỗi. Hôm nọ anh cho một cái bạn một túi tút béc cái gì ấy, được không mà về ghi nốt gì tút nhạc tút béc Kamsamida tốt đấy. Ơ sao cái này bị lag này? Người Bắc Giang mà anh em. Yên Dũng hay sao ấy. Chứ không phải ngu á, xin lỗi. 250.000 má. Tao đã bị heo lu rồi. Đừng có chung ngân hả? Tao không kết bạn rồi đấy. Mình xem đâu. Tuấn lại có mình không còn mình không cần xem mà họ gửi cho mình à? Ai là Tuấn họ hàng á? Khó đấy. Xương phổi à?